evening and welcome to a special Inside Lowell broadcast, primary election night coverage, live primary election night coverage here on InsideLowell.com and on our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us here. I'm your host, Teddy Panos, coming here from the Well Point Studios here in a beautiful, historic, rainy all day long downtown Lowell. That could tell us a little bit of a story here. But there's a lot to talk about on this primary election night, this Tuesday, September 1st, 2026. We have a United States Senate race. We have a U.S. congressional race in our coverage area here. We have a Republican gubernatorial race, and we also have three, not one, not two, but three very active state representative races that encompass Lowell in all three districts, Chelmsford in one, Tewksbury in one of the others as well. So we got a lot to talk about today, and we're going to get right down to it. Very excited to welcome our, well, what do we call this? The preview hour, the polls closing hour. What do we call this part of the show?
Last chance summer dance too. That's it. Get out there.
That's true. Yeah. If you're watching this and you haven't voted yet, get your bleeping ass to the polls and do it. I promise you will not run into a long line.
Plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking as well. We're excited. We'll start on our right and work to our left here. Maybe not politically, but certainly in their position on your viewing monitor. Our friend Erin Gendron pulling double duty today. She was here on this morning's Daily Pulse. She's here tonight. You even graced us with a change of clothes, Erin. I'm impressed.
Oh, I just put a jacket on.
I got the same grubby outfit on that I had, the same disheveled shirt, which I had this morning. You're looking great. Good to have you here tonight as part of our team.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you as excited as I am?
Yeah, I had the day off. It was really nice. I drove around a little bit, checked things out. It's all good.
All right. Good to have Erin here. Asa Stutz is here and part of our Inside Lowell team here, the host of the Power Hour with his brother Han and Mike Batchagalupo Batch. Asa, always good to have you here on election night as well.
It's good to be here. We are back at it.
Yes, we are. Yes,
We're the only show in town. There's no more radio. There's no more. I don't think LTC does it, do they?
No, Well, yeah, they've been trying, but I think with their flooding issues, they've got some problems, and they won't be doing it. So
we're it.
We're it. There's no radio tonight, from my understanding.
Not tonight. No.
You're stuck with us, people.
All right, and you'll also be stuck with Gerry Nutter, who will be joining us.
Excellent.
He's supposed to be here at 8, might come in a little bit early and join us on the preview show as well, but at 8 o'clock, he's going to hop into this seat here while Asa and I run out and start tracking down some numbers, and Asa will be running in, reassuming his chair there and getting some results once those numbers start coming in.
There's an open chair. That's good. Usually it's full, so I'm kind of hunched over someone's shoulder. Ward 6. Yeah, so this is nice. This is a better setup.
Oh, you've got your own microphone to boot.
It's nice. Big time. I feel it.
Yes, it most certainly is. So glad to have the both of you here. Glad to have all of you here as well. Again, our special live primary election show. We hope you're tuned in. I know a lot of folks will be. I know some of the candidates themselves will be tuned in to get their results as soon as the polls close at 8 o'clock. We've got a very well organized and even more so dedicated team of spotters out there. We'll call them our election insiders, to gather the information, the vote totals as they are printed out at the various polling locations throughout Lowell and in Chelmsford and in Tewksbury as well. I do want to remind folks, and we're going to remind you throughout the course of the night, that all of the results you're going to get here are unofficial. First of all, because we're humans, and we've got some humans going out there trying to gather the printouts from the different polling locations. But more importantly, because the unofficial numbers don't get released until city and town halls release them at some point later on tonight. And yet even those numbers will not be official results, because you might still have some late arriving ballots in there, some contested potential, write-in votes and all this other stuff that kind of messes it up. So please don't hold anything against us if we don't give you the exact numbers. but I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to tell you the story. And by the end of this broadcast tonight, we'll be able to tell you who is going to be either your next state representative in the 17th and 18th Middlesex District, or who will challenge in the 16th Middlesex District Republican candidate Carla Miller. And we're going to do that. We've got our trusty election spreadsheet ready for you. You see all the numbers right now say 0, but as those results start coming in, you will see the vote totals for Lorena Betts and Corey Robinson in the 16th Middlesex District broken down by Lowell versus Chelmsford number. You will see the same in the 17th Middlesex District for Harini Ayer, John Drinkwater, and Anthony Late, those broken down by Lowell and Tewksbury numbers. And then thankfully in the 18th Middlesex District, I only have to keep people in Lowell to get us the numbers there for the Sokari Chow versus Tara Hong race. Also, before we get into the meat of our show here, I just want to thank our primary election show sponsors, some local businesses who helped make tonight's podcast possible. Inside Lowell's live primary election coverage is brought to you in part by Real Estate Ray Booten, licensed realtor and certified appraiser in both Massachusetts and New Hampshire. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, a business, or a commercial property, remember, Ray Booten gets results. Find him at 978-502-8352. That's 978-502-8352, or find him online at realestaterayBooten.com. Our broadcast is also brought to you in part by Philippe Thibault Architect, your trusted partner in architectural services. Discover the pinnacle of professional design tailored to your needs for commercial, residential, multifamily, even for additions. Contact Phil at ptarchitect.com. And by the Mellow Law Offices, helping people throughout Lowell and the Merrimack Valley with personal injury claims and criminal defense. For practical legal advice, responsive communications, and aggressive representation when it matters most, find them at mellowlaw.com. Mellow Law Offices, honest guidance, straightforward solutions, proven results. All right. Enough of me blabbing. Let's get down to some news, some information for folks out there. Erin Gendron's in the house. Asa Stutz is in the house as well. If you can't tell them apart, Asa's the bald one. So, hey, it's 2026. You don't know these days. But so the two of you have been bouncing around from polling location to polling location. You've been talking to some spotters of your own out there. What's the story of Election Day today, September 1st, 2026? Erin?
It's wet.
Very
quiet. Too quiet. I went up to the Robinson and I was like, ooh, it's like really busy. I totally forgot that teachers are back in school. So a lot of the cars were like teachers back in school. At a lot of the different schools, it really wasn't voters. It's that they had in service today. Yeah,
I saw that when I went to vote at the McCarthy Middle School in Chelmsford. There were plenty of parking spots right close to the door because it was raining to beat the band. But you know, the teachers were kind of coming in and out of the school building. It was 3:15 or so when I got there. And again, it seemed like very light turnout. Heck, there were only 2 sign holders at the whole place, both Lorena Betts folks who I spoke to. I didn't see any Moulton or Markey signs in the U.S. Senate. I didn't see anybody holding a Minogue or a short sleeve sign in the gubernatorial race as well. I was surprised, Asa, by how quiet it was. You hit what, about a dozen?
I hit
different
everywhere.
spots?
I hit Chelmsford and everywhere except for Belvedere.
So maybe you're the guy who saw something different from what Erin and I are seeing.
Nope, not a single Markey, Minogue, nothing. There was the candidates, in those districts, but it's just going to be a low vote total, which is not shocking, but we've never had 3 open state rep seats in our life, I don't think. Do you ever remember that happening?
No, Greg Pappas told me maybe in 78.
70 something, right?
Yeah, 78, they had done redistricting, so they were literally pitting incumbents against incumbents left and right. Because it wasn't redistricting. They reduced the number from 200
to 142 or something.
They cut it significantly. I'll be honest with you guys. I am stunned at how low the turnout is. And, you know, you thought this might be the case September 1st, a primary before Labor Day. It's challenging enough to do it shortly after Labor Day. They did it before Labor Day. Schools just literally got back in session today for some, tomorrow or next week for others. But still, this should be ground zero. Greater Lowell should be ground zero. You've got these three competitive races that you talked about. You've got a U.S. Senate race. You've got a Republican gubernatorial race. And oh, by the way, in Tewksbury, where I'm told the turnout is just as low, you've got a congressional race to replace Seth Moulton, who's running for Senate. So I'm like, okay, maybe the rest of the state will be down, but we should be doing well. And instead, the numbers that are coming in, Erin, Riley School, for example, the number one polling location.
At 5 o'clock, I was number 629. And then there was about 1,300 votes between the three precincts there.
Which over 2,000 votes is very common.
Yeah.
And let's just go back to last year's Lowell City Council election, where we all complain about how low the turnout is. We're not even going to get those numbers at the Riley School. We're not going to get them at the Daly School, at the other big turnout precinct. We just got Ryan Faria texting in at 6:45. We just crossed the 1,000 voter threshold.
And those are the two big Upper Highlands districts.
That's the Daly School. The 1,400 for the John Dakota Marcos Candido race. We're not even getting there at the Riley and there. So
I did just get a text that the Riley was busy. So people maybe are coming in for the evening rush.
So what do we get to? 18, 19, 2? We're not getting to Belinda Duran and Dan Finn numbers, though, right?
I don't think so.
That would be a miracle. Chelmsford, it's hard to gauge in Chelmsford, and we should let folks know that this could be a pain in the butt tonight, because the Chelmsford Election Commission just sent out a notice on social media a little while ago here. I'm going to read it to you here. Well, they sent it earlier today, but unofficial primary results will be posted on the town website as soon as they're tallied. Now, we've got people at Town Hall who are going to try to get these results, and maybe at the polling locations. But here's the things. Precinct tapes at each polling location, which is how we get the numbers in Lowell, will not include advanced processed early ballots. Those results will be posted outside the town clerk's office. So those numbers in Chelmsford will not include the early and mail-in voting numbers that we, that in Lowell, as far as I know, and in Chelmsford prior to today, as far as I know, they run them out during the course of the day and run them through the machines when there isn't a waiting line, which is pretty much from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. today.
Yeah.
Pain in the butt, but I will say this, though, in terms of turnout. So when I voted, I was number 196 at the McCarthy Middle School in my precinct, my one precinct, which I'm told was a decent total. I assumed it included the mail-in voting numbers. If it doesn't, there's another 30 some odd of those. So maybe Chelmsford is energized to some degree because they actually have a candidate in this race for the first time in a while.
Batch just sent an update.
Yeah, he just
actually.
sent us something too.
7 o'clock. He had about 350 votes at the senior center.
He's in North Chelmsford, yes.
And there are two precincts there, and they're pretty equal.
So we'll double it up, 700.
Maybe they get to 800 in the next hour total. But the best gauge for this race is 2022. Is that Zozaniku versus Rodney Elliott?
Correct. Contested Democratic primary for an open seat.
1666. That was the total votes in Chelmsford, which was surprisingly high to me. Not that many people showed up. I just thought the Chelmsford portion was smaller. But Zozaniku won by about 130 votes, 858 to 726.
Yep.
So the gauge is 1666. Based on what I saw, and I hit all the places, they were on pace to go to about 1,500. But if that's not counting the mail-ins, they're going to be right in line, probably right around there.
So it'll be close. And you kind of have the same dynamic, right? Gubernatorial election. Maura Healey was unopposed, if I remember, in 2022 on the Democratic side, but it was Jeff Deal versus a gentleman whose name I've already forgotten on the Republican side. So you kind of have the same dynamic in that race.
Was that the auto parts guy or?
No, that was Rick Green against Lori Trahan in 2018. I forget the guy's name who ran against Jeff Deal and ended up losing. but he was the more centrist guy in that race. So you kind of have the same dynamic there, though. So Chelmsford maybe will equal their 2022 numbers. What does that tell us about the 16th Middlesex District, which encompasses Lowell's Pawtucketville, Centerville, and those two Chelmsford voting locations, I should say.
They seem down. I got to find the exact number. From the top of my head, I think it was around 2,100 votes, roughly, from the Lowell part of that. And I don't think they're going to get there. They're not going to get there. When I was at the Robinson not that long ago...
Oh, Lowell for 2022 primary. Is that what you're talking about?
Just the Rodney Elliott, though, that district.
1,155 is what Rodney got.
Oh, actual votes. So we didn't want the total, just the grand total of votes from Lowell, just for the turnout aspect of it. I think it's around 2,100. But I was at the Robinson at 522. There's 2 precincts there, 322 and 236. So a little about 560 votes from the 2 biggest voting precincts in Centerville. They don't usually go super high, but I've seen that number go much higher with Corey Robinson on the ballot. I've seen him put up 500s.
Right, he's
some of the
he's put 500s and
city council races.
If you remember the first election we had in the new district system, in Lowell, he got over 1,000 himself.
Yeah,
and there were a couple of hundred for
that had the green allege. That had the green allege, which I didn't count, but either way, combine them all. I mean, it's just not that many votes. It's barely 1,000 votes. You'd have to get every single one of them to equal that number. But that's a different kind of race.
So race. A competitive state primary, in district races here, a U.S. Senate race, a Republican gubernatorial race, and we can't even equal Lowell election numbers, municipal election numbers. So I have to ask the question, because I'm going to, anyone who knows me, I can be a dick about these things, but can I ask why we bother with this whole motor voter registration thing? We're these people at the Registry of Motor Vehicles, Lord knows they've got enough to do. They have to register people to vote. They then send that data periodically to the city and town election clerks, who then have to add all this to their voting list. Then, of course, they have to remove it from their voting list when the people become inactive, don't respond to a census, don't show up to vote for a couple of different elections, yada, yada, yada. Can we just admit now that, you know what? People don't want to vote. Sorry to all the activists out there who are spending a crap ton of money, their own money, taxpayer money, whatever, to register people and to get out the vote. You're failing. And at this point, I'm going to tell you, I think it's becoming counterproductive. I think people are like, you know what? Screw you guys. I just don't want to vote. You made me fill out this form at the registry. I just wanted a driver's license. I just wanted a license plate. And you made me fill out this form. So
they're protesting not voting?
I don't know.
It might be a stretch.
I don't think they're protesting, but I think they're like, they're seeing it in the mail, the stuff that comes from the elections office of the town clerk. They're tossing it. They're like, screw it. I filled out enough forms. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you might not be right.
Go ahead, guys. Reel me back in. Come on, Erin.
No, so let's say the simple part out loud. This is America, and we vote on elections. Happens once a year in this race, every 2 years, every 4 years. We vote in America. You know where to find the place. Good luck. Yes, there's too much going on. I mean, I'm not trying to keep the vote down, but you've got a point. You might be a little too harsh thinking there's a negative boomerang effect on that, but
I don't see a negative
all the money
boomerang.
and all the effort is, you see it low. Like, how long ago? Maybe about 10 years ago, around 2015, we saw a big push in the city council races, and it did nothing. And actually, it started dropping. I don't think your theory's good, but the reality is that's what happened.
So the reality is they're not voting. So at the very least, can we stop burdening the people at the Registry of Motor Vehicles? Maybe it'll speed up the lines. Can we make Will Rosenberry's job or Patricia, I'm going to butcher her name, the Chelmsford town clerk there, Patricia Zures. Are we just making extra work for them throughout the course of the year with updating these?
I have never
roles?
one time heard Will Rosenberry complain.
No.
Have you ever heard him complain?
Have I heard him complain? No, but I would bet his life would be a whole lot easier if he didn't have to deal with this scrub. How much energy?
But you're
do we
registered
spend?
once. Once you're registered, you might be inactive, but you're still a registered voter. You're still registered.
Yeah,
you
but
have
then
your
you-
information.
But then you get taken off. And when you only vote in one election every 4 years, which may be the presidential election, because that's all you care about, you then get removed from the list because you've skipped a couple of state elections or whatever. And now all of a sudden you're...
So you show your ID, you get to vote. You're registered once. We're good.
Yeah, but we ask people to show an ID and they all get verklempt and cranky out there at the polls. They're being, they're being burdened. But they're not being burdened to fill out a form at the registry.
Unrelated to your point, I once called Will Rosenberry Dan Quisenberry. I just want to get out ahead of him. Someone was talking to me, having this serious political conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, Dan Quisenberry.
Did he complain?
You know what's weird?
I bet he still didn't even complain. He's the nicest guy I'll ever met.
No, it wasn't to him. It was to someone else. I was trying to sound smart. And I called him after. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. Who was the woman before that used to come on the radio? I butchered her name.
Edna Magic, as you called her.
Edna Magic.
Edna Magic, the former elections director, who, by the way, is now, she works for the State Department as an international...
Really?
The
State Department,
She
DC?
was in Ukraine before war broke
my
out.
kind of girl.
She's been to Bosnia. She's been to South America. She's been all over the place to oversee elections.
Overthrow.
And I'm not to overthrow dictators or democratic elected people. She's been there to oversee elections, and she's done a 180. I'm dying to get her on a podcast because I want her to tell you what she makes of this whole, what I've been complaining about, this nonstop effort, early voting,
Oh, she's on
mail-in
your
voting.
side.
She's now on my side because she's seen it done properly in the rest of the world where they turn out at 70, 80, 90%.
Yep.
They all do it on one day, election day. They all do it in person. The trick, she says, you got to have a ton of polling locations.
Oh.
So if you have enough polling locations, you can get rid of this whole mail and all this other stuff, and you might actually get more turnout. When you use
That's a very reasonable...
There used to be 42 or something like that. in
So
Lowell.
ask Will Rosenberry.
Yeah,
Will
there-
Rosenberry's
he
idea
said there
to
used
increase
to
the
be
turnout.
42
Yes. Put
voting
them in every
places.
fire
Yeah.
station, put them in every school, put them in churches if you have to, put them wherever. Just make it easy so somebody can just walk down the street and vote. And
Telling
chances
you,
are
that Halloween
they will.
store.
and save the money from the registry and use it for that, and it's cost neutral, and you got more people voting. There we go. We saw it.
Hell, do the
get out of here.
Yeah.
bake sales
Pay your
in all the
tickets
schools.
while you're there.
Right?
No
You know?
bake sales today.
No bake sales.
No bake
There were no
sales.
bake
I had
sales.
cash.
November used to
No
be
bake
bake sales.
sales.
The kids aren't in
we
school.
closed down schools, so to keep the kids safe, and I don't know, they weren't
I
safe
love-
all these years.
I
Did
love
our
a good-
parents not send us into a safe environment?
Listen, we had bake sales, and you voted in your classroom, and then the class that won, that picked the right president or whatever, got a pizza party. We used to be very involved.
Show that.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on.
very involved in voting when we were kids.
That's my notebook for the day. I got Teddy Roosevelt. Didn't use it, but I meant to.
By the way, I hear Gerry Nutter walking around out there. He's in the house. Jerry, grab a bottle of water
Oh,
and
that's
come
what
on
they
in.
said.
We've got a seat for Jerry while we await Jerry's arrival.
Can he hear us?
Let me again. He can hear us loud and clear. Let me again tell you that it is now 7:24 p.m. You're tuned into the Inside Lowell primary election coverage, our special live broadcast coming here from the Well Point Studios. Pretty soon, those zeros will start to be filled in with actual
I like
numbers.
the new glass.
And the races will come into focus. And the results will come into focus for us as well. Stay with us here at InsideLowell.com or on our YouTube channel. Tell your friends. We anticipate a big audience watching this tonight. Our Inside Lowell primary election coverage is brought to you in part by Real Estate Ray Booten, licensed realtor and certified appraiser in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, a business, or a commercial property, remember, Ray Booten gets results. Call him at 978-502-8352, 978-502-8352, or find him at realestaterayBooten.com. Our broadcast is also brought to you in part by Philippe Thibault Architect, your trusted partner in architectural services. Discover the pinnacle of professional design tailored to your needs for commercial, residential, multifamily, even an addition, hell, an ADU. find Phil at ptarchitect.com. Last but certainly not least, thank you to the Mellow Law Offices, helping people throughout Lowell and the Merrimack Valley with personal injury claims and criminal defense. For practical legal advice, responsive communications, and aggressive representation when it matters most, find them at mellowlaw.com. Mellow Law Offices. Honest guidance, straightforward solutions, proven results. All right, we've got Asa Stutz on the left, Erin Gendron on the right. The bald guy is Asa, for those of you wondering. The guy with the new set of glasses over there, Gerry Nutter, is in the house.
How we doing?
How are you, Mr. Nutter? I have to remember to turn your microphone on now.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I'm loud enough that the other ones would pick me up, too.
Let's hope so. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Things are well.
Thanks for coming in early. Gerry, on election night, will pop into this seat at 8 o'clock while Asa and I go and try to fetch some numbers.
Yeah.
We've got our opening thoughts from Asa and Erin. I'm kind of curious your thoughts. You heard some of our conversation here and my theory that we should just leave these poor election clerks alone, because if you bring the horse to water and it doesn't want to drink, at some point you got to stop bringing the horse to water.
Well, I mean, we had the numbers from the early voting and the mail-in voting. So, that'll tabulate in. I'm hearing there's not a lot of activity at the polls. From, I checked with you guys, I checked with a couple other people, and what is going on?
So that's my question. It appears, unless something bizarre happens now that the rain stopped, right?
Yep.
Now that the rain stopped and people are starting to get out that dinner rush vote, we're going to have a lower turnout in Lowell than we had in the municipal election last year, which we all talked about how bad that was.
Wow, that's surprising.
Right? With three state rep races.
When was the last time we had 3 state rep races open?
I never in my life do I remember that.
No, either do I.
Right, we'll get a contested one every now and then, but...
Or you get an open one every now and then, but one.
And they're working hard.
They are.
Corey Robinson, Lorena Betts, like, all of them drink water. Like, they're working hard, and it's like, man, this is we're going to get the final numbers, after the polls close, but this is a rough scene for voter turnout. And
they're sending texts out. I got a couple today, one from each team. And did you?
I got one today too. I think it said you haven't voted yet, or
Oh, really?
I'm like, how do you know that?
Because they check the voter rolls, and they know these get out the vote efforts they're really precise now, Erin.
You actually, if you wanted to, if you were a state rep candidate, you could have Erin Gendron sitting at the polls, checking the name off as they come into. That's allowed.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
I actually did that for Barry Feingold when Barry ran for, I believe, the Senate.
You can do that, but you can't wear a Run with Gendron t-shirt because they'll kick you out of it.
No, that we know.
Yeah.
I did know that.
The Gendron pen.
Yeah, bring my pen in.
Would that be considered? Could she write down who voted with her vote with her purple pen?
Sneaky.
She'd have to change the color to throw them off. If they see the purple, they'll know it's a Run with Gendron. So
It'll be interesting. I think the races are going to be close. I think the over where I live, the 16th. Between Corey and Lorena Betts. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I said on the radio, I get to vote in that one. Mm-hmm. So I was up at the Robinson School, 7:30 this morning. Only one person. I heard you say there was nobody out holding signs when you went to vote. When I went to vote at 7:30, Chuck Karagianis
Oh, nice.
was standing there holding a sign for Lorena and Vanna Howard. So Chuck was out there bright and early this morning, but I voted at 7:30, and between the two boards that are up there, 2 precincts that are up there, I was number 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Given that we expect a low turnout, and again, Chelmsford will be difficult for us to gauge because they're not throwing their early voting numbers in there yet, we're told, at the precinct. Given the low turnout, who does that help? In the 16th Middlesex District, conventional wisdom is the energy is all on the left. They come out, they vote, and that should help Lorena Betts. And yet the turnout is low. I would have thought she would bring a lot more new people out there. Do the low numbers, especially at the Robinson and even in Pawtucketville, where they ain't getting anywhere near 1,000, by the way, in the Pawtucketville Memorial, right?
No, I forget what I'll double check it, but they were at 800, maybe.
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, very low.
So they're not getting to 1,000.
So
To me-
does that help Corey Robinson
No.
with the regular voters coming up? No. Okay.
No, my opinion is if Corey was going to really secure this, he had to do what he did the first time he ran for council. And
1,000 votes in Centerville.
And right.
Yeah.
And I don't think from what I've heard, I mean, Lorena kind of gave up on Centerville too. Aside from, a few people, I did get a ton of mailers. I got one stuck in the door. Somebody came by the house. But other than that, I haven't seen her much in Centerville at all. I think Corey, unfortunately, I think the low turnout hurts him.
You think it hurts Corey? Okay.
I think it hurts Corey.
I think it opens up a little bit more of a path for him.
She got her people out, and he didn't.
Okay.
That's the way I'm looking at it.
I do think Lorena pushed the mail-in voting, so I think that could make a difference. That would be the path that I would see, but
Yeah.
we don't know what's in, if you're pushing mail-in, then maybe it's the in-person, but I don't know.
Okay.
So Zoe won Chelmsford by over 100 votes. I forget what it was, 140 or so. She's going to expand on that. If the Chelmsford numbers hold up from 4 years ago and they get to that 16 to 1700 range, and Lowell drops by a couple hundred, I think Rodney Elliott only won that race by about 100 votes or so, right?
Yeah, it was 51%.
So,
it was very close.
That is just bad math for Corey Robinson.
Okay, I've got some updated Chelmsford numbers. Our friend Elijah Russell. By the way, let me give a quick shout out
You
to
don't hire him.
I'm working on it. Give me
Yes.
2 big sponsors and he's in. I want to thank all of our insiders, our election night insiders, our poll spotters. Ray Booton is going to be out at the McAvenue School, Brady McCarran at the Pawtucketville Memorial, Paul Belay at the Greenhalge, Paulette Renault Karajanis will be at the Robinson School. Elijah Russell is pulling triple duty. He's going to be at Chelmsford Town Hall. He's also going to be at the Rogers School and the Butler School.
Yeah.
So he's going to get us those Lowell numbers
MVP
early and
votes
then
for
go
Elijah
out. So MVP for Elijah. Dan Finn is at the Riley. Linda Clark is at the Pine. Jack Moynihan at Lowell High School. Jack Breen is John Drinkwater's campaign manager. He's going to send us numbers after a spotter sends them from Tewksbury. Andrew Kohler, who was, by the way, on the ballot 2 years ago at this time. He's at the Morey School. Either Mitch Paulin or Jeff Feldman from the Senior Center. And then Jeff Feldman also at the Charter School, as I think I might have mentioned earlier. And, of course, Ryan Faria at the Daily School. So thank you to all of you folks out there. We really, really appreciate it. Without you, this would not be possible. So back to Elijah Russell's report from Chelmsford. McCarthy Middle School numbers. Precinct, so he's got a couple of precincts there that are not in this one, but I know 5B is. That's 76 votes. 6, which is mine, 297. Now, I talked to a very nice and informative young man there who told me he was hoping for a 12% turnout. He would consider that good. My first thought was, dude, you consider a 12% turnout good? Again, with all the dynamics in this race. But he said there's 2,500 registered voters in my precinct. In Chelmsford.
6.
So that would be, precinct 6. So that would be 300 votes if 12% turn out. Well, we're at 297, and he told me there are about 30 some odd mail-in ballots, which have not been added into that total yet, according to our latest info from Chelmsford. So he's exceeded his 12%.
His percent might be a bit low. 479 votes they had
At the
4 years ago.
just precinct 6.
Just 6. Just 6.
Okay,
It's
so they're not going to
1, 2, 3A, 5B, and 6.
All right, so they're not going to get there again.
Underperform for sure.
Okay, but you would think that should be strong. Chelmsford should be strong, and if Chelmsford turnout percentage surpasses Lowell in the 16th, that helps Lorena Betts, right? Is there any doubt here that she's going to carry Chelmsford?
No.
No, the question is how much? Is it 200 votes, 300 votes? That's
Corey has to carry Centerville and Pawtucketville by more than 200 and something votes for Chelmsford not to matter. Otherwise, it's going to be a dogfight. And if he's underperforming in either one of those, then it goes to her.
even 200 in Lowell isn't enough. You're right. It's closer to 300.
Right, but we don't, Centerville is notoriously, the year they came out and voted for Corey and Eileen Del Rossi,
Yep.
was the largest voter turnout we've had in Centerville in a long, long time. And since then, the numbers haven't been the same.
And a lot of that was due to Corey. Corey really energized
Corey
them.
energized, right.
His numbers stay very consistent. Like, so in the preliminary in 2021, he got 513 votes, and then in the general, 1,032. Then in 23, for the primary, or I think this was the general, 562 votes, and then in 25, 555.
Okay.
So
He was basically running unopposed, and
Yeah.
Marty Hogan had his
Marty
name
Hogan,
on the
yeah.
ballot, but stopped campaigning, and then he ran unopposed in 25. So more numbers from Chelmsford, the Chelmsford Senior Center. Elijah Russell and Batch must have tripped over each other. You said Batch is what, number 350 at one of them?
Yes.
So 351 in Precinct 1 from the Chelmsford Senior Center, 365 in Precinct 2. So my quick math here says 716 votes
If you want
at the
historical,
Chelmsford Senior Center. Give me a little history here, Asa.
Precinct 1 had 414 votes, so they're going to get pretty close to that, maybe a little below it. And Precinct 2 had 453, same deal, going to be a little bit below that.
Okay, so again,
Close, but we're not counting the mail-ins.
right, so there'll be some mail. that
So
will
they're
come in.
going to, it seems like Chelmsford, if you had to, they put up 1666. If you had to an over-under, it would be that exact
It would
line
be
right
pretty
now.
close to that, yep.
But can I just point out one thing here, though? In 2022, the numbers we're comparing it to, Corey Robinson and Zozaniku were both from Lowell. Lorena
Yeah.
Betts is from Chelmsford.
Rodney, right, yeah.
That town has been starving for a state representative who lives in the town since they had their seat taken away and split into 4 and now 3. You would think that the Chelmsford candidate should be able to draw a lot more instead of saying, okay, well, she's drawn what Zozaniku and Rodney Elliott drew. Who Chelmsford? I bet you nobody in Chelmsford knew either one of those two.
Nope.
Before.
Zoe won by 130. Let's say 100 people flipped. That went for Rodney Elliott, but just like you said, just didn't really know. They said, oh, we've got a Chelmsford person. 1,600 voters. If 100 flip, which is not all that crazy, now Corey's looking at a 300 vote deficit. He's got to make up for him low with a low turnout.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just, based on that low turnout, it to me, it doesn't help Corey.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
All right. A lot of time spent on the 16th Middlesex District. Let's turn to Erin's backyard. The 17th Middlesex District. Dr. Harini Ayer, John Drinkwater, the quote-unquote established candidate in that race, and Anthony Late, another first-timer like Dr. Harini Ayer. Here's low turnout again at the Riley, Erin, unless something crazy happens over these this last hour now, 7:38, these last 20 minutes. Who does that
hockey
help?
started
Who does it
today. I told people, it's like, don't forget, go vote. It's right around the corner. It'll take you 2 minutes. So maybe I heard that it got a little busy. So we'll
Okay.
see.
Who does it help? Who does it hurt? Does it not make a difference in a race that pretty much everybody says is John Drinkwater's to lose?
I think it's still gonna. I don't think it'll be a complete blowout.
You
That's
think
fair.
we'll have a little drama as those numbers come
Yeah,
in?
a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting
I
thoughts. there.
disagree.
Yeah.
I know.
So do I.
And I like Anthony Late. I think he's run a good campaign and he had a good launch with the union and the situation at City Hall and the fire and the contract. Like, that was almost professionally done, the way to launch a political career from the union to City Hall to on the ballot. But Drinkwater is he's just a monster on election day. I've covered every single one, all three of us have. Every time he's been on the ballot, he always overperforms. Even when we didn't know who he really kind of was. We're like, whoa.
Right, where did he come out of that Andy Kennedy race, right?
You're right.
Ed Kennedy, Rodney Elliott,
Rodney
Earl Martin, and he finished
Terry
second.
Ryan. All of them.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. So he's always, and then he lost that. He made the switch to the city council. Still kind of an unknown. He performed well in that race. And then he just crushes it in the council race and had no real issues as a councilor. I mean, there's little things that got to pop up, but overall, his run as a Belvedere city councilor was successful, drama-free. You bring that with the backing of some important people from Belvedere, and he's borderline unstoppable.
So what has to happen for John Drinkwater to lose that race? Does Harini Ayer have to take enough votes from John Drinkwater from the left to open up an avenue for Anthony Late, or does so much energy have to be on the left wing, and let's call it the Democratic Socialist wing of that party, that Harini Ayer outright is the one who wins that race, not Anthony Late, because she's also the one woman in a race against two guys, and it matters. When I look at it, unless the woman is, kind of nuts or not very well known, she usually will win a head-to-head race in Massachusetts.
I don't see a way for anybody but Drinkwater to win.
No.
Sorry.
I'm putting the over-under at...
Anthony, Harini, I'm trying.
No. They're great.
They're both very, great people.
Sure.
And
All three are great.
Yeah, like you said, that the debate in here of the 3 state rep debates. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's a good point.
Unbelievably.
It's so.
I wanted to. It was so sugary sweet.
It was.
I know, but they are
But that's
very.
who they are.
They're all very well
3
spoken and
intelligent,
kind. Yeah.
well-spoken candidates that you hope that the 2 who aren't successful continue on in something else.
Jerry, you can read
I
my
know.
mind.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
It's
Yeah.
awful. I think Harini Ayer, living in that sliver of the Lower Highlands, which is technically South Lowell, does she challenge Kim Scott? Does Anthony Late challenge Belinda Duran? If Dan Finn, I think Dan Finn is supporting Anthony, so my hunch is you won't get both of them in that race. But if Dan Finn doesn't try to take another bite at the apple, does Anthony Late take a run at Belinda Duran, thinking, all right, well,
A little difficult
Dan
to be
came
the
close.
union president and on the city council. That would be that would be almost more confliction than McDonough on the city council.
Jerry, who do you think, and Erin, who would have won if Drinkwater wasn't in this race?
now you're picking on Sean McDonough.
No.
It would be more conflictual. That's it. Conflict, that's it. There would be more. It would be difficult.
Oh, I need to watch.
I didn't know if Howard wanted to pile on.
I need to watch that back. By the way, there's something going on here. Our YouTube show has a live chat.
Oh boy.
Oh,
And the
okay.
DSA people do not like you.
Oh, no. Gee, I don't know.
No.
If
Really
you're
don't.
watching this, you see him. I'm going to read them. If you're already mean,
Bring 'em.
you want a couple of messages?
Bring it on, bring it on. By the way, I'm just shocked that they left Reddit long enough to come to Inside Lowell.
And this is from the start. As soon as you started talking about your theory with the voting,
Did they use any of their real names, or are they all hiding in the shadows?
Well,
They're
let's see.
They're so sure of their political convictions.
this analysis is horrible. That's from Joe Bald.
Joe Ball
No relation to me.
versus Joe Ball.
The next message from Lally Sup. This guy is a goofball. For real.
Wait. Hold on. Yeah. Time out. How do you know what this guy is a goofball? How do you know they're talking about me and not you? Or maybe
don't.
Aaron. It's
I
20,
don't. No.
Dream left. Maybe they're talking about Aaron.
He's safe. Next one. Here comes Sheila. Suppressing the vote much, Teddy.
I don't have to try to suppress it. You guys do a great job on your own of not showing up.
Not a whole lot of suppression he's doing.
You want to blame me for suppression? Hey, listen, you guys are the ones who spend all your thousands of dollars, your phone bank, you got 27 volunteers knocking on my door. If you guys suck so much at your job that you can't get people to turn out to vote, don't blame me. You fail.
Nice. So 2 quick things. One,
I'm baiting them here.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Let's go back to the question.
Tell all your friends, InsideLowell.com or our YouTube channel.
We read them all, no matter what. To answer your question, the only way someone could beat Drinkwater in a situation like this is if that person randomly killed it in Tewksbury. And Drinkwater's from Tewksbury, so it's like that is your only possible in a different scenario. Maybe you could pull off a huge upset. And even that works against you.
So I think, doesn't Anthony Late, did I hear him say on the radio at some point that he might have had some kind of a Tewksbury connection as well? Or was I hearing things with my kids screaming in the background? And I know Harini Ayer has tried. She's tried to kind of make herself stand out in Tewksbury over the battery storage issue. So maybe, again, there's a potential avenue there, and the data center thing, which she's
Tewksbury Fire
more.
supported him, I think. I think he had an endorsement from Tewksbury Fire. I did see
Makes
them, like standing out in Tewksbury. So I think they
Did you
did
go
work
to the
that area.
polling location in Tewksbury?
No, just this weekend, because I was like talking to Steve and I'm just like, man, like we haven't seen anyone, no standouts. Like it's just been so quiet. And sure enough, like we were driving from Tewksbury to Lowell and we saw Anthony and his wife standing out. So I was like, oh, look, look at that.
Only one precinct, by the way, in Tewksbury, and that's at the
Right.
senior center. So that should be relatively quickly.
So to Erin and
sent to
Gerry,
us.
who would have won if Drinkwater wasn't in this race? And if it was Anthony Late versus Hariri?
Tough to call because it would be a completely different race.
Right. And I
Yeah.
think and
Somebody
when
else
you're-
would have
when you're
done it,
Anthony
right?
Late, right? And the launch that he had, which I think was
Right. It was
flawless.
like wins out of the sail when
Right.
I
John
cannot think
jumped
of a
in.
worse person on earth than Drinkwater to get into a race. There are other people from Belvedere that are big names and politicians, but this super likable guy with strong union ties, it's like, man, like that's right. That's a tough break for Anthony Late. But either way, good launch. His name is out there. He could perform. Hell, he could win. It's election. Anything could happen. But that's just a tough, bad beat right there when Drinkwater joined that race.
Let's be honest. There's a couple of results in the 16th and 18th that I would not be shocked at, whether Sokari Chow or Tara Hong wins the 18th. Neither will surprise me. I think there's an avenue for Corey Robinson because of the late super PAC money coming in. I feel a little momentum. I don't know if it's enough. Sorry, Anthony. You know I like you. Sorry, Dr. Ayer. You know I think you're a really nice lady. I will keel over in shock if John Drinkwater does not win the race. Hell, I think he's coming in with over 50% of the vote. I really think he comes in at over 50% of the vote in a three horse race.
I'm going to force you to become a gambler here.
I
The
just
over-
wait, okay.
500 votes. Does Drinkwater win by 500 votes? More or less?
Less.
You definitely think less, right? You think it's closer?
Yeah, I think it's closer.
I think I'm taking the over, just because I've seen what Drinkwater can do on election day.
All right, so I'll tell Marty Laurie.
I'd set it at 410.
So you're splitting
Yeah,
hairs.
I know.
By the way, Dan Rourke agrees with you. He said Drinkwater would have won that. If there weren't that many people in it, he would have won the Senate seat.
Oh, yeah, no.
Hey,
He's,
Marty Laurie says, I feel confident there could be an upset in Belvedere.
Marty Laurie. He thinks Anthony Late. He said that to me
Right.
yesterday.
I will say he's the only one who answered the question about the PSL platform. Anthony's the only one who answered it honestly.
Oh, our Democratic Socialist platform, which nobody who's running for a Democratic primary knew.
it's amazing. They're all lying.
By the way,
Every single one of them is lying.
a public service here, and since we got so many friends from the DNC watching today, a public service for those folks who apparently all you Democrats don't know about the civil war within your party and the Democratic Socialists of America agenda. I actually called this up. Let's put our spreadsheet down for a second here. And just so you know, abolish the Senate, replace the president and the Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary branch chosen by and subordinate to Congress, defund the Department of War and sanctions on Cuba, Venezuela, and Iran. Tell me you're a communist and a hater of this country without telling me. Free Palestine. Tell me you're an anti-Semite without telling me. Abolish the carceral state, you coddle criminals without telling me. Abolish ICE and grant amnesty for all. Public ownership of major corporations. Again, you're a communist, but you call yourself a socialist. Remake elections nationwide. We can actually talk about that, but there's a little public service announcement for those who don't know, and apparently many of the candidates themselves didn't know about the Democratic Socialist agenda. Erin, that kind of tweaked you a little bit, did it
Well,
not?
it did because there's a better way to answer it. I just think you knew about people know that's out there, right? And don't think that other people paying attention aren't seeing it, I guess. I don't know. You're running in the election.
They're all lying.
Yeah. Like, come on. You saw it.
Thank you, Asa, for putting it more.
Yeah.
Erin tries to be nice. She wears the white coat. She wears the white hat on this show. We're the a-holes on this show. But I didn't believe a single word any of them said. Of course they've seen that.
Marty goes on
Democratic
to
Socialist.
predict that Sakari will win with 55 to 57% of
Wow.
the vote,
Ooh.
and that Corey will pull out a victory, and he should call the Working Party of Massachusetts and thank them for their mailing.
So if
point.
Corey Robinson does win, I think that mailer was the turning point in that. I saw Lorena Betts coasting to victory. I didn't think she needed that mailer. She just could have been sending out all the positive ones about her that she kept sending to my house and knocking on my doors over and over again, getting calls from her volunteers. I don't know why they went negative.
But
you don't wake a sleeping dog, right?
Truthfully, we look at that stuff because we're just political nerds. We love all this stuff. But the average, you know what my wife does when those come in? She just says, here, these are for you. I said, I already got one, and she throws it away. Most people don't care what they say. It's the people who are active in politics, who are going to vote anyway. You know, they see the mail. Personally, I didn't get that upset by it. It wasn't from her because they screwed up. She's too smart to let somebody screw up her name if she was printing it. First thing that caught my eye.
Yes. I didn't notice that right away, but yes. Look, I think if you had to put her under truth serum, I think she'd say, I didn't want them to send that mailer there. They could have sent a different message, right? Because it did change the dynamic.
I don't think it mattered. I mean, you know, Corey had a great, you know, Corey didn't really address it. He didn't need to because Eric did. Eric came out charging against it. But, you know, I don't think it mattered. I think that Corey had to get his people out. If he doesn't carry Somerville and Pawtucketville, you know, and he says at 300, so we'll go with that number, then it's on him. It's on him for not getting out there. Or getting his people out there.
All right.
So
you're tuned into Inside Lowell's live primary election coverage on this Tuesday, September 1st. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching us on InsideLowell.com or on our YouTube channel. We're happy to have your feedback keep coming in, so we'll read some of it. We're 8 minutes away from the polls closing. Jerry's stepping into this seat here, and we'll transition into our results show here. Let me take away this document that apparently nobody saw, and let's call out our election spreadsheet again so Jerry has it handy. Number 6, by the way, Jerry, on your tabs here. There you go. The 3 races that we are watching tonight, 16th, 17th, and 18th Middlesex District. We'll start filling in some of those numbers. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping to make tonight's live election show possible. I'll give them a thank you one more time. Real Estate Ray Booten, licensed realtor, certified appraiser in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, a business, or a commercial property, remember, Ray Booten gets results. Call him at 978-502-8352 or find him at realestaterayBooten.com. Our coverage is also brought to you in part by Philippe Thibault Architect, your trusted partner in architectural services. Discover the pinnacle of professional design tailored to your needs for commercial, residential, multifamily, even in addition. Contact Phil at ptarchitect.com. Last but certainly not least, the newest member of our family here at Inside Lowell, the Mellow Law Offices, helping people throughout Lowell and the Merrimack Valley with personal injury claims and criminal defense. For practical legal advice, responsive communications, and aggressive representation when it matters most, find them at mellowlaw.com. Mellow Law Offices, honest guidance, straightforward solutions, proven results. Back here with my election team. We're going to go left to right on your viewing device here. Gerry Nutter, who'll step into the big seat in a little bit. Asa Stutz will join me to bring you some numbers. Erin Gendron, you're just parked in that seat this whole time. Erin there.
They kind of have the exit block. They can't leave.
She didn't leave. I found her sleeping on the conference table in there when I came back. All right, we have any feedback? Have I ticked off any more of my Redditors?
A couple shots at me.
Oh, really? See, you assumed they were taking shots.
No. Are we getting any Ukraine talk? Oh. Please, God, no.
Yeah, well, we did mention elections.
Oh, here you go. You want a mailer? Gilly Mulcahy? Have you heard of him?
I may have heard of Uncle Ricky from time to time.
All right. Let's see his thing. The mailers are fine if you knock on my door, ignoring my no solicitor sign, or you send several unsolicited, annoying texts. You have lost my vote. He is one person that I believe that.
Nobody holds a grudge like Uncle Ricky.
I think he's telling the truth.
About text messages.
Bombarded the last 2 days.
I've heard from people. Bombarded. See, now that I don't do anything anymore, they leave me alone. I don't get a lot of text messages anymore. It's nice. Semi-retirement, it's good.
Okay.
Well, Gilly can send the door knockers to my house. I didn't get
Erin,
any.
you're welcome.
Aaron wants
I
to
know.
talk to somebody.
The complete.
I work from home. I have one coworker. Like, come on.
He wants them all to come talk. If he lived in Alabama, he'd have a shotgun. Like, that's what he is.
He would.
But he lives in Pawtucket, so you can't shoot people there. It's a civilized world.
Not unless you lure them into your front door. Then maybe you got a fighting chance. All right, we haven't talked about the 18th, which I think we're all in agreement. If there's a nail biter that's going to keep us here till 10 p.m. or later, hell, I remember 2024 and 2022. 2022 I hadn't gone yet, but 2024 I had to stay here till at least 10:30 and by myself just to get those final numbers from Lowell for the Tara Hong Ratty Mom race.
Well, after 10 o'clock, we get time and a half, right?
You do. You get, yeah. Well, I'll just give you a key to the Athenian and go down and drink while you want and come back. But
Yeah, listen, 2 drinks, I'm ready to go to sleep on a normal night. Keeping me up till 10 o'clock tonight, 1 drink will do it.
is that
election
the
night. Come on,
closest
get fired
race? Is that the closest race? Is that the nail biter?
Yeah.
In this trifecta of
I think everybody you talk to says that. Everyone says, so it would be a surprise if it wasn't. Everyone thinks that is going to be the one that's going to come down to, 51-49, 52-48. It's going to be that close a race, which should be really interesting.
yeah.
0.5. It's an important number. You know what 0.5 is?
No, talk to me.
0.5% or less. That's what triggers a recount.
Okay. I like it.
I agree.
I like it.
That I've thought Sakari was going to win a real tight one, like within 50 votes. And when I saw some of the votes today, the Upper Highlands wasn't showing up in huge numbers, and the Lower Highlands was respectable, and the Acre was somewhat respectable for Acre standards of voting.
Sure.
So I keep going back and forth. Like, I'm just going to stick with it. Sakari wins a real nail biter, but I wouldn't be shocked if that was a recount.
So that's
but it's kind of a cowardly.
It also wouldn't surprise me if Tara won.
Same with
No, not at all.
A couple of months
I would
ago,
be shocked if Corey Robinson won.
you were of the school of Tara Hong wins a couple of months ago. Now what flipped you?
Sakari. It's a different race. You think it's similar with the Corey Robinson, Lorena Betts, but it's not. Like this, the Upper Highlands is different. They can show up and vote, and they have a more conservative centrist appeal to them, which Sakari is the man for that. Tara and the Democratic Socialists have the energy right now, and you saw it with the Marcus Candido race there, but you didn't see big vote totals. Like in the primary, he won it by about 8 votes, but the numbers weren't huge. In the general, he still did pretty good. It was fairly
Close to 700 votes.
But how many Southeast Asian votes is Sakari flipping? I mean, if I said 50, easily, right? I mean, just maybe his family alone, who knows, right? And it could be 100. That flip right there, you look at how close the Tara Hong, Tara versus Ratty back to back, I think it was 100, 150 votes, maybe 180 last time, but within 200, the last 2 races they've had against each other.
Yeah.
Tara, Sakari doesn't have to flip that much to win this race, but
Tara Hong's a better state rep.
I don't think Tara's hard
in terms of being out there in the community and in his district than Ratty Mom was. Ratty Mom constituency
much more.
You heard that from his enemies. Hell, you heard it from his.
You can't go anywhere.
Supporters.
Like everywhere you go, you see Tara.
So
Any
Tara's
event, he's
better
there.
at that.
Yeah.
Conversely, Sakari Chaos, I think, a better candidate than Ratty Mom. He's got a lot more things on his side. He also has. You said, does he steal 50 votes? From just because of the Kim thing, does he steal 50 votes from even some of the leftist folks? Look at some of the people around Sakari. There's a lot of real leftist-leaning Democrats out there that are with Sakari as opposed to Tara. So I think he's got a legit shot.
Does he steal 50 more of people that just stayed home because Ratty kind of ignored them, but they don't want to vote for a more radical leftish? I will say this: Tara has not hurt himself as a politician. He's pretty far left. He's not DSA left. I think he had an altercation with them at City Hall one day. He was trying to get them all to calm down. He's not that extreme, but he's definitely left of center. I don't think he's hurt himself with the way he's governed and done his job. In fact, I think he's helped himself.
Did he hurt himself with the audit vote?
Yes.
Remember, so
Right,
as we
'cause the
talk
only
about
thing that I
Ratty
see-
versus Tara, remember Andrew Kohler got 300 votes. Where do Andrew Kohler's votes go?
Can I answer?
So did
Tonight.
Dominic
Real
Lay,
quick.
though. Dominic Lay also.
But Dominic wasn't on the ballot in 24. I think
Right.
that maybe Tara, that was baked into the pot of the Tara, Ratty Mom, Andrew Kohler race. So now where do the Andrew
Let
Kohler
me answer
votes
that,
go?
and then I'll stop talking. I had the exact same thought. And then I pulled into the Daily today, and Andrew Kohler was standing there holding a Safari Chow's.
Right, yeah.
So that answered that question. And I asked him, and he showed it to me. I said, okay.
Our friend Jose Cervantes just left the senior center. 7-1, 208 votes. 7-2, 164 votes. And the big shocker to him was 7-3 with 263 votes. So thank you for that.
It's respectable.
The numbers are up from
the acre, it's the acre.
primary that we had last year.
Okay.
But that,
that's
those numbers still might be below the city
They-
council.
They might, because remember, you got a
Not for the
Senate
primary.
race, a gubernatorial race, and
Yeah, true.
a couple of quick facts. It is 8 o'clock, the polls have closed, but I need Asa to give us a couple of quick little facts here. One, to appease our Democratic Socialist friends who are fans of Inside Lowell tonight, or they're at least consuming our product, because you guys didn't do the work to go get your numbers yourself. I like to tweak them a little bit. You said, the Upper Highlands, the Daily School, that's where your most conservative voting bloc is.
Yes.
In the Highlands. But yet, Asa, that's not necessarily true. Because in 2024, when he...
Who shall be not be
he who
named?
shall not be named, the orange-haired demon who is our president now, our Lord Savior, Donald Trump, won only one voting precinct in the entire city of Lowell. Just one. 33 precincts?
Yeah, include Chelmsford. He didn't win any in Chelmsford either.
Okay.
Chelmsford, Lowell, everything combined, he won one. And it was a sub-precinct when they give him the letters,
Where was that precinct, Asa Stutz?
The precinct was 63A, and it is right in the heart of Lower Highlands. It's Pilan Plaza, where the actual Clemente Park is, from Queen Street to Grand Street.
So Donald Trump
My
won
girlfriend,
Highland
Donna
Plaza
Clark,
over
over there.
Kamala Harris. So maybe that's your conservative.
How
vote.
many votes are there?
69 to 66. But if you look at it, I mean, Highland Plaza itself is kind of the epicenter of the Cambodia town.
It's a small. It's got an A after it,
can't-
which tells you it's tiny.
When they say minority, majority districts, like you can't pick one more than that. And they're the only group that voted for Trump. And it just stuck out the page. I said, oh, Teddy's going to love this.
One other fun fact before Asa and I jump out and Gerry jumps in here. Again, for our Democratic Socialist friends, there were lots of good candidates. We're all in agreement. 7 very good candidates who all will do a fine job representing Lowell, Chelmsford, and Tewksbury, depending. Right? We're confident in that. They'll try their best, and they won't burn down the house or anything like that. The word candidate has a really interesting origin.
It does. So
Asa
in
Stutz,
ancient Rome,
my Roman history scholar here.
So the Roman Republic, when they actually voted before the Empire, if someone was running for office, they all wore togas. But if you were running, you wore a bright white toga. And it was called a candida. So if you saw someone walking on the street with a bright white toga, they're running for office. That became the word candidate. And the Spanish version of that is Candido. So there you go. There's your random fact of the night.
Marcos Candido, the person who burst on the scene, the first Democratic Socialist we were all aware of in Lowell openly. Candido.
You're a little obsessed with him. Isn't he?
I'm telling you guys, watch for him to be your next city councilor from the Highlands if things play out a certain way.
Yeah,
Check his residency a little harder this time.
Oh, do you have a little inside info? Maybe now you'll get the ire of the ready.
she's been here for too long.
No,
I'm rubbing off on
She's a
her.
natural.
he didn't. He lived in Baltimore and wasn't in Lowell for a year at the
He
time.
was in school.
He was in
Yeah.
school
I think he was
doing
back.
an internship,
Look,
postgraduate internship.
He
Listen.
despite the fact he didn't win, he was the story of 2025.
story.
He came out of nowhere. 25-year-old kid, I think, at the time. Nice kid, by the way. You know, despite his.
I don't have anything against him, but rules are rules.
He was able to get close to
If
700
you live in
votes.
Brighton and running Lowell, what the heck?
Yeah, it's just the Dominic Lake.
Does it bother you that Johns Hopkins is not called John Hopkins?
Yes, it bothers me a lot.
I hate it.
It should not be John. It should
They need to
be
switch the name, the
be the-
hospital and the school. John Hopkins.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
exactly
Johns
either
Hopkins.
John Hopkins or Johns Hopkins.
Someone just like Erin's name with the middle initial.
Erin
Someone made a
Bean.
mistake and they
Yeah.
didn't fix it. Just like Ulysses S. Grant.
I'm with
there was
you,
no S. But,
Asa
well, that's
Stutz.
but next time.
All right. It is 8:05. Our insiders are out at the various polling locations. The numbers will start to come in pretty soon, and we will pop them up for you here on our screen. Gerry Nutter, come on into the big seat over here. Erin Gendron's going to stay with Gerry. Asa and I will pop in intermittently with some of the results for you. It's the Inside Lowell primary election coverage live from the WellPoint Studios here in downtown Lowell. Stay with us. The fun is just underway.
All right, now if I remember which buttons to push here, we'll be in. Oh, look at that, huh? I remembered it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, no kidding. Huh? New glasses and all. Yeah.
I know. The new glasses are great.
Well, listen, I'm blind, so these are the all in one, so I can see distance and up close and far away and
There you go.
all that good stuff. So that's it. And there's Erin Gendron, and we will be with you all night long, bringing you
Well.
the numbers.
Not all night.
Well, no, till 10 o'clock at least. Hopefully not that long.
Not at least. I want to. I have faith we're gonna get
out of
this
here
done
early?
by 9. Yeah, I
right.
think we're good.
So, going to be 3 good races that we're watching, the local races. But I just want to go back. Our friend Greg Pappas was supposed to be with us today. Greg's under the weather. I know he texted me earlier, not feeling well, starting to feel a little better, but I know he's out there listening. So, Greg, we wish you the best. We wish you felt a little better.
Yeah.
He got me all going yesterday.
What about what?
Did you see him and Marty?
I listened to it.
Yeah, I listened to it too.
Yeah.
And at one point, he said that Vanna Howard was was in favor of getting rid of one of the Lowell seats, one of the Lowell state rep seats.
I don't
like-
think.
It's like, what are you talking about? So I called him up, texted with him after the show. And what he was referring to,
That he
because
she's
a couple people
supports
texted me,
Lorena.
even though I'm really not involved much anymore, a couple people did text me and said, "What the heck is he talking about?" The fact that Vanna Howard is supporting Lorena Betts, who lives in Chelmsford.
Right. So it's not a Lowell seat. It's a district seat that
district seat,
encompasses 2
but
cities.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's Lowell, and it's a small piece of Chelmsford. And what Greg's point was if you get a Chelmsford candidate, then that becomes a Chelmsford seat. That's the old way of looking at things. I don't think people look at that stuff anymore. I really don't. It's just like he said yesterday too, the state senators shouldn't get involved in the state rep races. Well, they used to say that about everybody. So, I mean, and
They also have to work together.
I don't know if you remember, because you were probably very young and not living here at the time, but it was a city council election, and the Lowell reps, Dave Nangle, Steve Panagiatakis, and Tom Golden, ran an ad with Alan Kazanjian supporting his candidacy, and the Lowell Sun and everybody else was all upset about it. It's like, why? They're supporting their friend. What's the difference? So, I think the old mentality of this is a Lowell seat. I don't think I don't think the younger people who are involved look at it that way anymore.
Sorry, just getting a pen.
Okay.
False alarm.
I don't think that's important anymore. I don't think they identify it. She lives in Chelmsford. Lowell's going to lose some of it. She's just going to care about Chelmsford. There's four different people out in Chelmsford. Lowell has a large majority. She's going to care about Lowell if she wins.
I think in the same way, Rodney Elliott did a lot for Chelmsford.
He did.
And it was fits a little seat, and he's from Lowell, but he still did a lot for Chelmsford. It's part of the district. If you look at it as a district, I don't look at it that. I heard him say that. I actually talked to my husband about it too. I get the old thinking on it. I don't think that the people voting today thought that was something important either.
I don't think that. I just, by the way, I have to wait till the numbers come in. But somebody just texted me and said that Tara Hung won the daily school. So it looks like Tara won the daily. Yeah, well, yeah, right. When we had a newspaper that was involved, somebody just texted me when I was talking about the newspaper was upset and everything. That's when you had a newspaper. The newspaper is really different now than the way it was. You don't have a local newspaper anymore. You have the Sun, which is owned by a conglomerate, which also owns the Herald. And if you subscribe to both, half the stories are identical. Like the story on the front page of today's paper with Melanie, with the teacher, that was like page 4 or 5 in the Herald today. The same exact story.
Right.
So it's, it's changed. It's not somebody driving the election, driving the issue, whether it's when we had the newspaper, when, Kenny Wallace and Campy, whether it was the Songus Arena or the Lasher Park or the high school location, the newspaper was driving. They were a force. They didn't always win, but they were a force. You don't get that anymore. Local radio. You had local radio, back when they had Paul Sullivan and you had, CAP, when Teddy was on CAP.
I'm trying to keep it going.
I know you are. And you guys and Jose, you guys are doing the best that you can. And it's just, those of us who are a certain age, realize that times are changing. You need to realize times are changing. It's not the way it used to be. Nothing is the same anymore. Yeah. And you just have to accept that fact. But I wanted to clear up what Greg meant yesterday, because there is no vote, there is no movement, there's no redistricting going on that's going to lose a state rep seat. What he was talking about was the fact that she was supporting somebody who did not live in the city to hold the seat, which, again, in my mind nowadays, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the candidate, if the candidate can run in the district, they live in the district, whether it's the Chelmsford portion of the district. Chelmsford, I think, is going to come out and do their best to carry her tonight. I believe that's see, I get a lot of texts still, folks. When you get here and do this, don't discount the Marcos Candido factor. He did well at the daily and he's with Tara. Yeah. No one's discounting anything right now. It's too early to call. I think there's going to be. What's your biggest surprise? Were you surprised at anything that happened during the leading up to tonight's vote?
I think a lot of the negativity doesn't actually come from the politicians. Like, it comes from the supporters. Oh yeah,
absolutely. That's, it's the keyboard warriors.
Yeah, but it always surprises me, and I guess I don't know. Because I run a very active Facebook page, right? And I feel like I kind of, if someone is saying something that's like very out of line, I'll send like a private message and just say, hey, like, this is a peaceful place, or I'll even put it at the end of a post, like, be kind to each other. And you don't see the politicians like stepping in to kind of like call shit. And I don't know. No, not my. I don't like that. I know. Sometimes they egg it on.
Who like to, Mr. Mayor loves to get it wind people up, and he doesn't care. And that that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's Eric. That's who he is, and he will tell you his opinion, whether you like it or you don't like it. He is who he is. Yeah, people get mad at Teddy and I because, we've both reached the point where, hey, this is our opinion. If you don't like it, don't listen. It's that simple. But, we're here to report on the election. We'll give our thoughts. And, we try not to be that negative. anymore. Both of us, when we were doing 20 hours a week, were a lot more negative than we are now. But it's gonna be interesting. Ryan Ferrier had given us the numbers for the mail-in and the early voting, and so there's been a total in the 16th district, a combined total of 1,259 votes cast. That was 1,087 Democrat and 172 Republican. Again, I think that the mail-in voting, the early voting, helps Lorena.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
All right.
Want some early action?
Absolutely.
Here's a big one. The daily. So this is, I think, 8-3 and 8-4. Don't quote me on that. But these are the two big Upper Highland precincts. In the first one, Sakari Chow, 148 votes. Tarahong, 242. In the next one, Sakari Chow, 193. Tarahong, 325. And you are looking at the screen. That is the grand total so far. And in the 16th Middlesex race, this is 1-2. So this is one of the Pawtucketville precincts. Lorena Betts almost close to doubling Corey Robinson in Pawtucketville. So it's very early, but
It is.
both of those look like.
But both of those numbers would give you the impression that it's not going to be a good night for either one of our city
For the
councils.
Lowell City Council?
For the Lowell City Council.
Yep. All right, we'll be back with more.
All righty. We look forward to that.
Got it.
Erin, any of that surprise you?
No.
I think the Sakari and Tara vote.
I did. Yeah. I thought that would be
surprised me
closer.
a little bit. I thought it would be closer than what it is. Which is interesting. Because if it continues on, then Tara's going to get. And we all said it's close. Either one of them could win. But that, and the Pawtucketville number for Lorena Betts does not hold well for Corey if that continues.
No.
So interesting numbers. Besides the local races, couple other big races. Any one in particular grab your attention?
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the DA race? So Marion Ryan and then David Solette. So there's something that I saw. He came on the radio. Not on a Tuesday. I'm only on Tuesdays, but like after he went to breakfast at the Owl Diner, and I was like, don't do that. That's fresh. But that's Marion Ryan's family. Like owns, I was like, eh. But I guess it's good. He patroned it.
But that's the place to go if you're in Lowell. You go to the Owl Diner. I mean, everybody goes to the Owl Diner.
That's true.
There's nothing that I didn't think that was a bad.
I didn't realize what a big political hub it is too. There's like a lot of people that have gone there and posted pictures, and it's like, wow, I didn't realize that. I don't know why, because I go there a lot, but I just didn't really put that together.
Started out, I thought, well, Marion's gonna win again, but I think in the last couple of months that has shifted, and that's another one where
I think it's one to watch for sure.
It's one to watch because I think, unfortunately, because I like Marion, but I think she could lose that tonight.
Should we be paying attention to that out back?
Oh, yeah, please do.
All right.
We
have Lowell, Chelmsford, and Tewksbury on the mind here.
Right, but if you get a chance.
The first Lorena Betts, Corey Robinson update was one of the two precincts at the McGav.
Yep.
This is the second one. So this is one of the, this is the bigger of the Pawtucketville ones. Ward 1, Precinct 1. Betts, 120. Robinson, 73. If you pull up the screen... What is she at? 289? Yep.
Yeah.
So those are two pretty good size. Those are bigger probably than the Centerville ones.
Probably.
So.
Yeah.
That's that.
Like I said earlier, that was, I had said earlier that I didn't think Corey got his people out.
Right.
And to me, that's what looks like is going on.
Flip side of that, Lorena Betts, as a first-time candidate, was great. Like, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing with her policies. The way she ran, the way she launched super early.
She did not stop.
We were talking about her.
She ran
during the primary last year.
Yeah.
During the Vanna Howard one, the special election, she was already running.
She was going to run against Rodney if Rodney had decided.
You know who might be a sneaky winner tonight? Might be Rodney Elliott. He may have saw this coming. I'm not joking. I mean, I don't know. I forget the reason why he stepped down.
Because he had just run a very tough race to get in there, and then he just ran.
That's the job every 2 years,
right?
But I wonder if you gave him truth serum and he kind of saw this coming. You saw it happening with the Vanna Howard results, and you saw some other things, and you say all the energy is in the far left, and the very few results we've seen so far, it's very clear that the further left you are, you're getting the votes.
Well, if you look at when Rodney ran one-on-one, he barely beat Zoe.
Right. It was like in the 70s, 80 vote.
It was close, and she was a political newcomer. When he ran one-on-one against Danny, he didn't do well there.
Yeah, he lost by about 200 votes in the district.
He lost that one. When he ran now against Vanna, he didn't win that one. So maybe he decided that, maybe he did see that.
I'm giving him credit, even though he might not deserve it, but if he saw this coming, and he's in Beacon Hill, he really can sense.
He's a smart,
Either way, whatever the reason, I'm giving him a winner of the night. There might be a train coming through. Sometimes you just got to step out of the way.
Yeah, well, and he's got a nice little gig, as the finance guy out at the charter school.
Oh, really?
At the collegiate charter, that's where he is.
Is
very close to home.
Casey still there?
I don't.
Sorry.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
She does the grant writing now.
Oh.
And gets.
We need more Casey. As insane as he drives people, she's passionate, and she's not boring. She's not boring.
She is passionate.
Bring back Casey.
I'm only on Saturday morning now. I don't run the station. Back to these numbers. Well, now it looks like they get a little bit of a little more up in the Highlands, because now that's a little closer, 409 to 567. But that number for Corey and Lorena Betts, to me, that does not look good for Corey. Because I don't think Sunville turned out for him in the numbers that he's going to need them to turn out, and I was worried about Sunville coming out, and not to mention that for Sunville to try to come out, they're blowing up sections of the road on Hildreth Street, and they get this massive. All the streets around are torn up, and it's just people just. I think there's a lot of people who just said, I'm not going to bother, and it's too bad. That is too bad. Back to the DA's race. He has picked up a lot in the last month.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of police support. And I think...
Oh, and there was just an article about...
a story from a few years ago where she said, I'm not going to accept... And then you had the story with the state police officer in the accident in her office. And I'm sorry, you can... And again, I like Marion, but when you say, I didn't know about... How did you not know? It is your job to know. It is your office. You need to know, and you should know. So, unfortunately, I think that's going to hurt her too. So, I think we could. It would not surprise me if she lost. If she lost, it's not going to surprise me that I think Ed Markey is going to win tonight. I don't think Moulton ran a very good campaign. He started out by trying to make it an age thing. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. And that commercial, that would be like me answering about AI. I'm learning more about it. Thankfully, I have a 25-year-old daughter who lets me know about these things. But that would be my answer. I ask my phone, and if it comes up, then I know, Chat GPT. Hey, But I don't think that commercial hurt Marquita.
Yeah. I think that we've now seen going negative just puts a bad taste to people. It doesn't really help. It doesn't help you gain votes. It could lose you votes more than it helps. I just don't think the going negative really is helpful.
Again, growing up, you had some really negative campaigns, and some negativity going back and forth and some fighting among the councilors, just in the local races. It's changed. And you're right. I think that the 40 and under people who go out and vote, they don't want the old fashioned, oh, it's a Lowell seat, we have to put a Lowell person in there. No, not anymore. That's not the way you look at it. Attacking, going negative. I don't think people, and yet the keyboard warriors love to go negative, but not when it's time to, have an election. It's surprising the amount of negativity. And as you pointed out earlier, the negativity comes from the supporters, not necessarily the people, although, there is no love lost, as you could tell in the debates. Just watching the debates between Corey and Lorena Betts and between Sakari and Tara, you could feel the tension.
Oh yeah,
in that.
Definitely.
You could feel the tension. So, let's see. One texter tells me, in their opinion, they think that the mayor hurt Corey Robinson. The mayor was very supportive of Corey. Did he go overboard with some of his Facebook posts? That's the way Eric is. He's very passionate. But a texter, and I don't recognize the number, but I give out my number on the phone on the air all the time. Moulton changing his position on boys playing in girls sports really hurt him with moderate voters. Yeah. So interesting. I don't know how much I buy into the fact that somebody thinks that Eric hurt Corey's campaign. I think Eric was very supportive, and when he thought he was being unfairly attacked, Eric stood up for him. And there's nothing wrong with a friend standing up for a friend. I don't think it cost him votes. I think the problem with that campaign, and when I had talked to Corey early on when this campaign started, my advice, just like when people talk to you too, my advice to him was, do what you did in the very first campaign.
Yeah.
Get out there and knock doors. Our buddy Chris Doherty. Chris?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Chris just texted me and said, Marion Ryan's going to dominate. And he's a big supporter of, listen,
Yeah.
I like Marion. We all like Marion. I said on the radio the other day, she does a whole lot for us every year. She's out there with Rita Mercier for the Salvation Army radio on ringing the bell.
Whenever I've needed something, I've been able to get in touch with her, and she answers, and they're very responsive.
I just think, however, that this time, I think the guy may have the momentum to beat her. We'll see. Chris, maybe you're right. We should get you in here with us. I think that's an interesting race. I mean, gigantic. It was a great billboard, actually. I noticed it driving into Boston on Monday. She had like a giant, it was similar to one of the mailers, didn't look that much different, but it was like on that huge billboard coming into Staro Drive. So that's a good thing. People will see your name. It's a nice billboard. Somebody just said, I wonder if the get your, it's, how we tease Teddy about
the Teddy bump,
the Panos bump.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be the get your bump. Police union candidate in the Dem primary hurt him. I don't know. I don't think he's been hurt. I think he's flourished on that, getting so many police endorsements. So
yeah,
and like I said,
Oh God! I thought he was...
No, yeah. The nurse just went right into action. We'll kill Asa.
Well, he said he was choking.
Yeah. I think it was a different kind of choke.
Yeah, I get it.
He was talking about. What's another really interesting congressional race is our neighbors.
Andover, right?
Yeah, Andover, Tewksbury.
I have a friend who voted. I think it was about 2 or 3.
Six district.
Yeah, and he said he was number 29, so I don't think that looks good for them, but maybe they had an uptick.
I was thinking to myself today, Dan Coe.
He ran against Lori.
They went to a recount.
Yep.
and he lost. I think it could be that close with Trump that they go to a recount and he could lose again.
Aren't there 4 candidates in that race?
There's 6. One dropped out over the weekend and gave her support to Trump. The 3 biggest people in that race is Dan, is Trump, and is John Betcha. If you know those commercials, John, you betcha. Yeah.
No.
You haven't seen it. Yeah, he uses his last name in a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
He's put a whole lot of money. He's got a whole ton of money. He's put a lot in that campaign. And it's a big 6th district is a fairly large district. But the North Shore into the Merrimack Valley, Lynn, Salem, Peabody. But I think Trump is going to pull that off. I really do. I think she has worked hard. I have a question for you though. How big or how important are endorsements?
So I think for certain ones, it matters for like the environmental ones. I think those are super important, but it depends on the person, right? Like those are things I look for. Who's endorsed by Sierra? Who's endorsed by Matt? Like those are, it depends on what your values are. Like, what are you looking for in endorsements, right? Like those are big ones that I look for. I look for unions. Those are big.
I have never, and listen, my dad was a union steward. My dad was a big union Democrat, right? Taught us that the Democratic Party was the party of the working class. And I have always been a registered Democrat. I have not switched to unenrolled. I've always been a registered Democrat. I don't think this is the same Democratic Party that my father was part of. But not once in all the years that I've been involved one way or another with politics did I give a rat's behind over who got an endorsement from who. When I ran for the school committee, I didn't go for any endorsements. I never once said, oh, the Lowell Sun's endorsing so-and-so, I'm going to vote for them. Or the teachers union is endorsing Erin, I'm going to vote for her. I don't know how much that counts anymore. It's just like the old mentality of, this is a Lowell seat, you can't let a Chelmsford person win that. I think endorsements have gone the same way. I really don't think endorsements carry the weight. I don't think just because the unions endorse that the union members are all going to vote for that person. I just don't think it carries the weight that it used to. I think that's one of those things that have gone by the wayside.
Yeah, I know. We had talked about it earlier. So SEI, other than Lori Trahan, I don't think I've seen in recent years, and this could just be me not paying attention, but like there was a direct mailer that came from SEIU and Nige for John Drinkwater. I have not seen that in many years, like from my union to send something out. Like I know Lori Trahan was endorsed. I remember getting mailers for her. I don't, in like recent time, remember seeing any other candidate that I actually got a mailer to my house for, right? Like we get emails at work, your union sends you stuff, but elections are expensive.
Oh, we don't.
So, I mean,
so
I think regardless of how people feel about endorsements and whether that's changing, like it's expensive to send those mailers and you have to raise money. You can't necessarily do it all.
My pal Chris Story just sent me a thing saying Marion Ryan just took Framingham.
All right.
All right.
You get all sorts of paperwork.
Let me give some numbers, and then we'll go to you after. But
I was ready to come save you. I heard someone was choking.
What was going on with the choke?
That was Paul Belay, who's a great man, great Lowellian. Maybe not the best vision at night. And couldn't find these printouts have all these state races.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 or 5 sheets. So in his defense, but it was funny. So
I'm like, you told me about your
I'm just gonna-
zapping. I thought maybe something happened. I was ready to
Once
come
you
get you.
said, you know, he's choking. She almost catapulted out of that seat to run out the door. The nurse in her was all set to go. You know,
I was not going to choke. Paul Belay was choking about giving us the numbers, but he gave it to us and he didn't choke. That's all that matters.
all right.
All right.
Glad Paul's
let's
okay.
throw some. The Green Alge School. These are not, we're not sure the numbers, but Betts 64, Robinson 82. He needed to do much better.
Much better.
Next precinct at the Green Alge, Betts 92, Corey 96. Trouble. 2-3, which I believe is Corey's. Does he live at the top of Christian Hill?
No.
All right, where the Robinson is. Is that where you live?
Yeah. Corey lives on West 4th Street. West 9th Street.
So you're 2-3,
Yeah, something like that.
which is kind of the headquarters essentially of that
Yeah.
district.
Right.
Betts 160, Corey Robinson 150. She won Christian Hill. Some other results: 4-4. I think that was another one of the Green Alge results. Betts 64, Robinson 82. So a bit better there.
No,
But there is
no.
not nearly. And then there is this Chelmsford results that we're waiting on that, we think we know what's going to happen there. Here's another result. 7-2 up in the Highlands. 7-2 is actually part of the acre. I apologize. Tara Hong, 138. Sakari Chow, 35.
Alphabetical, Riley School.
All right, before we get to the Riley School, based on the numbers that we have seen, and I'm going to show you the total here. Tara Hung is being, we're calling the race for Tara Hung. And 8:36, we're calling the race for Tara Hung at this point.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Surprisingly now, if you look at the numbers for the 16th Middlesex, 572, 669 looks close. But if that's all of Centerville and Pawtucketville,
Yeah.
and it's Chelmsford that's coming in next, that's going to be Lorena.
Yeah, we're just being overly cautious.
Overly cautious with calling the race. But based on these numbers, if I was a person making the call, I would call. At this point, I would call it.
I've seen you. I've seen you in action before.
Yeah,
Total common sense.
I've done that.
Then when everyone watching it realizes it, but it's like for Teddy and the team working out back there,
Yeah.
why risk it? Why get it wrong? Why not just wait
Right.
10, 15
we'll
minutes?
We'll wait till it goes.
But everyone kind of knows where that's going. We got our first Belvedere results.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear some of those? 3-1 in Belvedere. Is it Hariri?
Harini.
Sorry, I got that wrong. Harini, 112. Drinkwater, 402. Late, 105. 3-2. Another one of the big hitters in Belvedere.
That's my district.
Harini, 31. Drinkwater, 136. Late, 27. And I don't know what Teddy wrote there. 3B? This is either one. This is a monster district.
3-3.
Harini, 112. Drinkwater, 402. Late, 105. So is Drinkwater in the 900 range on there?
Yeah,
You got
940.
it.
Okay.
940.
All right.
Below.
So this is just
Below.
this is where all the votes are.
Which is
There. It's probably only going to get worse.
Yeah, it's just
With
what we
Tewksbury.
kind of predicted. We predicted the Drinkwater was going to run away.
Yeah, the over-under was 500, and
Right.
should have taken the over. I won.
know.
You took the over.
I know. All right, we'll be back with more, but I think we all know where this is trending.
It looks, by the way, it looks like we get the Chelmsford numbers in.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Let's see. Huh? Oh whoa.
Lorena Betts 1119, Corey Robinson 821. I'm assuming that when you go out there, you'll come back in and tell me you have the Chelmsford numbers.
I'm gonna go confirm that for
All
you right now.
Thank you very much. But yeah,
Well, before I go, it was. How close was it before that update? It was with like 50 or 60 votes.
no, it was still
Like 100.
It was 100 and something. Yeah.
Okay, so we went from 170 to like
Yeah.
300.
Yeah.
And that's that number we talked about.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Interesting.
Lowell did not come out and vote. And that's what I had said earlier. He did not get his votes out.
Well, they did come out to vote, just not for Corey.
And Lorena Betts
Yeah.
has strong ties to Lowell. But in reality, for the first time that I can remember, Lowell lost a state rep spot on their own. It wasn't taken from them.
This was...
She lived in Centerville when she first moved here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not some anti-Lowell candidate.
Everybody has lived in Centerville at one point or another.
I
lived in Centerville.
Bill Samaritan.
Actually, I lived on Aiken Ave. Is that Centerville?
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
I lived on Hildreth. It's all ripped up right now.
Right, yeah. and they're blowing up sections of it now.
Yeah.
Have you seen that yet? Yeah, it was just... it's interesting because I really thought that, people would... No, I'm not going to read that one. I don't read any of them. Yeah. Somebody just says, I got multiple mailers from the 6th District candidates each day mentioning endorsements. Ed Markey had commercials with Liz Warren, Bernie Sanders. Oh, yeah. Yeah, talk about Liz Warren and Bernie Sanders. Man, age is not a factor there, that's for sure. Dan Coe ran ads with Joe Biden and Kamala endorsing him.
Yeah.
It again, to me, I don't know how much it matters anymore. I'd be interested if anybody keeps track. How do you know? How do you know how much endorsements matter?
Yeah. I mean, how would you have to poll people?
Somebody else just texted and said, where Corey really did not do well. I mean, he won Centerville by 13 votes. Yeah, he won Centerville by 13 votes because Centerville didn't come out to vote. And, will he get a challenger now next year? I don't think so. I really don't. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. Centerville...
I think Corey does a lot for Centerville, but I think in general, we will see more contested seats. That's my prediction for next year, is that we will see contested seats either way.
No, yeah. Breaking news, call it for drink water. We already did that.
Yeah.
You need to warn me when you do this. Every year this happens.
I just jump right ahead.
You want the Tewksbury numbers?
Yeah, Tewksbury.
Drinkwater won Tewksbury with 98 votes. What a poor showing by Tewksbury.
Just a sliver.
Ayer.
Ayer, yeah.
Thank you. 64. Late 38. So, that's interesting. We kind of saw where that one's going. Here's something that's really interesting, Gerry. The 16th Middlesex race there?
Yeah.
Chelmsford's not in yet. That was from Pawtucketville.
Wow. That was all... So this is all Lowell.
Lowell.
That's all Lowell. Wow.
So if she... we were saying maybe 300 votes. It could get up to 400 just from Chelmsford. Then what does that look like?
Wow.
That would be... Oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking,
Are we getting to 66-33?
Something like that. Yeah. Here's one that surprises me, and I'm going to compare... Erin, I'm going to compare you and Anthony Late.
Okay.
Because most of us thought you would do a lot better than you did, and a lot of us thought Anthony would do much better than he did, and he's finishing behind Harini, which is a surprise to me.
It's just I think he wins that straight up with no Drinkwater involved. Drinkwater just is
based on these numbers. I don't think so. She is a good candidate. She was out working.
Yeah.
no
Incredibly.
Is just trying to be a politician that is John Drinkwater with the union representation and everything. That if things go well for Anthony Late and he got elected and did a good job, he would become John Drinkwater. The voters are saying, we already have John Drinkwater. You take him out of that and those people become Anthony Late voters, I think he wins. But
We'll never know.
maybe we'll know in like 2 years. Maybe we'll know in a city council race.
Harini put in work and effort in this
She
race.
put in
Absolutely.
a lot of working effort.
She worked really hard in
Yeah.
South Lowell.
In
She's
Tewksbury.
incredibly intelligent and
Yep.
knows so much about
And
the
so-
data centers and the BESS. That's probably why some of those Tewksbury numbers, like she was pretty close there.
Yeah.
You know, I'd
show.
be curious what the Pine School numbers, like that one specifically, because that has South Lowell. Like she really did work hard in those.
I get another texter that says, did Corey's friction with the administration and Tommy contribute to this loss?
Didn't help.
I don't. The problem was that from the get-go, he needed to do what he did the first time he ran. And because of work commitments, because of city council commitments, I don't think he was able to knock on the number of doors and get the people excited and generate the outcome that he did when he first ran, and that's showing up tonight in the numbers. And listen, if you're gonna blame his friction with him, and we talked about the Panos bump on Saturday.
Yeah.
I said on the radio, that's my district. I support Corey.
Great job.
So maybe the Nutter
blew it.
bump killed him. Sorry, Corey.
To finish your thought comparing Anthony to Erin, I thought you were gonna, if you put the camera angle, I thought you were gonna say he'll be here next election. that's the blueprint. Come right here, become an expert.
There you go. There you go.
Jerry, how many times have you been on the ballot?
I was on the ballot 3 times.
3 times. I know you won in 2017.
Right. I lost
The greatest
following.
Lowell election of all time.
Yep.
Unless
I lost the following time.
close one.
No, I lost by a couple hundred votes.
It's close enough. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, that's okay.
What was the third
You
time?
didn't have to be. Third time was way back.
Oh,
Way back. Ralph Hogan, Terry Ryan, myself, one of the Barrett boys. John Ryan it was moving. He wasn't running for re-election to the Greater Lowell Regional Vocational Technical High School, and we all ran for the vote seat.
okay.
Yeah, we all
That's
ran for the vote seat.
Were you guys all younger back then?
Oh, yeah, of course we were.
Nice hair.
That was in the 20s. 40 years ago.
All right, I'm gonna go get the final numbers and we'll polish this off. But it's an interesting night. Like, I mean, you're asking what Corey Robinson did wrong. The question you could also ask is there anything he could have done? Because the energy is not in the center.
Corey just reached out to me. He says, no excuses. The other campaign outworked me, simple and plain.
Wow.
They earned it. Congratulations to Lorena Betts.
Awesome.
And that's
That's what you need. That's what you want right there.
Thank you, Councilor Robinson, for
That was a
reaching out.
hard-fought campaign.
It
And
was.
You didn't
Yeah.
know if it would end tonight, one way or the other. Good for Corey Robinson.
I thought
That's class.
that's very classy. He just said, no excuses. The other campaign outworked me, simple and plain. And
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to lose, but he goes back to still being a city councilor.
he's
still
Sakari will stay
crushing it in his
city
local
council,
elections. Yep.
and they'll still contribute. They're not going anywhere. But
by tomorrow morning, though, Teddy and his evil mind will start pulling up names for the city council race because this game never
that's
stops.
what he does.
He's already said there's someone that's going to announce this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to get a
I
city
heard that.
council candidate this week.
So
That might be a record for the earliest.
while you were out there, we were talking about, what do you think for contested seats next election?
In the city council?
Yeah.
I think that we'll see more contested seats. I just think
Well,
that's
the
the
only-
way that
Danny Rourke's seat. I don't think he's going to run again. No inside knowledge.
Really? I was just gonna say you got an inside scoop on us.
Have you watched the city council meeting?
I do.
Does he seem a little bit frustrated?
Actually, I got to be truthful with you.
All right.
I just said this the other day. I said, now that I've gone into this semi-retirement mode where I'm not writing the column, I'm not doing
Yeah.
the radio, I have not watched a full
Oh, yeah.
city council or school committee meeting. If something's on the agenda that I want to talk about, I will
Well,
will
summer
watch it.
schedule, so they're
I will-
actually really long too.
I will watch it on
It
YouTube.
is. They're double.
Yeah.
Watch
trouble.
it on YouTube, the piece of that I want to see.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I don't.
You've always had counselors off and on, even really good like sometimes like Bill Martin. Back in the day, someone would have him, and you could tell he's just sitting there like, oh, shut up. I could see that with Danny Rourke right now. Forget about him not running. I'm not sure he's going to make it to the end of the term. He looks miserable. But again, that's not inside knowledge or family relations.
So,
That's
but
just
last time,
seeing something.
I think Danny didn't have an opponent. Corey didn't have an opponent.
Yep.
And I thought there was only one more.
Sakari didn't have an opponent.
Right. I think those were the only three
Yeah.
that didn't have opponents. Because even on the citywide race, you had five
Yeah, there
people.
were 5 and maybe 6.
Six for-
It's-
And you
seats.
haven't seen a slate. You haven't seen,
I think,
call the DSA, call it whatever the socialists are. You've yet to see you've seen people popping up here and there, but you've never seen a slate of 4 of them. Hey, this is who we are. This is what we represent. And we're running for council.
When was
At
the
large,
last-
neighborhoods,
when
whatever.
was the last time we saw a slate in Lowell?
I can't remember one. It seems like these other towns, it's huge, but in Lowell, not my generation. Maybe you.
I know there were a group of counselors who were targeted because of the John Cox situation. They were rap.
Yes.
Remember they were called rap.
That was more like political
But
gang
that was
warfare instead of a
political, yeah.
slate. And you got 2017 with the high school. Technically, there were slates, I guess.
Well, yeah, those were definitely slates.
You bumped on the right slate.
You either were for it or
Great
you
job.
were. And I still say, it was funny because when I used to do the radio every day, and I had Bill Samaras on Wednesdays,
Yep.
whenever we got into talking about the high school, the text line would kill Bill Samaras, and Bill would just look like, why aren't they getting you? You voted. No, Bill.
No need to remind them of
No,
that.
exactly. No.
I forgot we get the live chat going here. I haven't checked in a while.
Yeah.
so-
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I do not know what's on here. Let's see.
By the way,
Teddy, why do you think Lowell has such low turnout? Is it the candidates? Absolutely not. There are really some good
Yeah.
candidates.
You could be happy with anyone that won.
So-
They were good
Yeah,
candidates
I
all
think
around.
there's no
yeah.
bad combination.
Yeah.
I will say this about Sunnyvale, where I live. And it was reinforced today when I was talking. Remember I said to you, Chuck Caragianis was standing out there. And I said to him, how's it going? He said, I told him low turnout. He said, what he found interesting was he had a voter list from the last voter turnout. And he went knocking on doors for Lorena, or leafleting for Lorena. But he would mark off, he'd knock on the door because they said they were an active voter. And he said at least 33% of the names who had voted in that election no longer lived at that address.
Wow.
Wow.
So I think over in Sunnyvale, we do have a lot of multifamily units. I think there was a huge turnover. And a lot of the longtime families and people who voted. I mean, when I was growing up, you had the Finns and the Annises and the Slatterys and the Nutters, and now there's only a handful of us left.
And you're a Centerville guy. What
I'm a
is
Centerville guy all my
Jefferson mode? Where is moving on up? Is that the Drake-it or is that into New Hampshire?
It's to the Highlands, it's to Drake-it, it's to Belvedere. But at some point, people, from 60 on, it's the beach, it's a retirement, a smaller house somewhere else. And I think with all the apartments and multifamily, I think the turnover in Sunnyvale is huge. So I don't think you have a real solid base there anymore. You have, you have like Corey's base was about a couple hundred people, right? 400 or 500 people.
About 550.
Right. And
Which is a solid base for a council.
yeah, for a district race. But I mean, in 2 years, we just saw, like Chuck said, how quickly that turned. So I think that's why Sunnyvale doesn't get out to vote. I just don't think there's people who live over there who are invested enough. I mean, I work with a lot of young people. It's kind of really funny. I'm in the position where I am, on the average, 24 years older than everybody else I work with.
Oh,
I work with a nice group of young people.
you got to hire Dennis Candy,
But
even the odds there.
But two,
Oh,
but two or three of the ones I talked to today, oh, I don't vote. I don't, they don't
No.
vote. They're in their 30s, young 30s, late 20s, early 30s. They're just starting their families, and they're not into it. They're not into.
And once they start paying
it's
taxes,
politics.
they'll
Once
that's
they
things
start
are the
paying
way.
more taxes and the kids are in school.
Yeah.
But I think there's an apathy out there because, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. By the way, somebody just sent me another text message, and I'm gonna pull this up here somewhere. Fox 25 has already declared Ed Markey wins Democratic nomination, to no great surprise.
Yeah, I think
No
he was
great surprise.
polling. Like, there was a chance. That's another 66-33 result. I haven't seen any of the numbers, but
Yeah, but that's not a huge
nothing
Yeah.
shocking about that.
Yeah.
And Moulton was kind of forced into that run, right? His seat's going away. Is that what's happening?
Well, yeah,
Potentially.
eventually.
So why not take
they-
a crack now while you can?
They have to do. They're going to have to do based on the last census count,
Yeah.
right? Which is just getting certified. The next Congress, that they are going to have to do redistricting, and everyone. Well, I mean, we could lose two. We could lose two congressional seats, and those two would be, Moulton's and Lori Trahan's.
Maybe or
Maybe.
certainly.
No, maybe.
They came at
Because
it
they're
for Marty Meehan.
They're the two newest.
Did he not? Remember, was Marty Meehan? Was it the 5th when he was a member of
Yeah,
Congress?
I think he was the fifth.
Before he became UMass Lowell chancellor, he was in a battle with Beacon Hill about
Right.
them
Yeah,
coming
about
after.
the district, yeah.
So that the seat's been threatened before.
Yeah.
But was that a personal thing? And like they like Lori Trahan, and maybe she plays, ball differently than he did. I don't know. It's politics.
Texas wants to know who had a worse night: Robinson, Late, Chow, or Marty Laurie.
Oh, haters.
Wow.
Oh, let's see. I forgot. We have the update. All right. What do we have on YouTube here? I need. This is from Elijah Russell. I need Greg to debate me on the Iran war. That's a random call
Okay.
out right there.
All right,
Next
so-
one.
Wow, we
I was
got some new
listening to
numbers.
the other station. This one is much better.
what's the other
There's
station?
no chance.
If there's another station,
Maybe the radio is just simulcasting.
well, they don't simulcast, but they take our numbers and somebody would announce them. But I don't think Jose was doing a show tonight.
Right,
Yeah,
more
that
messages.
is me, wasn't
Looks
it?
like it's back to flannel for the city council for Corey. Did he used to wear flannel shirts?
I
Did he wear
I
flannel?
don't really know that comment. I don't understand.
What else? Marty Laurie. Low turnout is due to the coverage. That's pretty good. It's a good shot at us.
No, not just that. That's it. The fact that
Slate's high school and arena elections in the 90s.
Somebody just
there
texted
you
me
go.
the same
Yep.
thing. Yeah.
Excellent. Here we
yeah,
go.
high school election and before that the arena.
Another message. Go Collie, no downtown, start over. Oh, they're still fighting this fight.
Listen, Lowell doesn't forget.
Another message. Thank God Erin is here to bring up the average looks to this group.
Oh.
Yeah, easy. Yeah,
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong at all.
You're rude. But you're right. And last one, any shocking results, question mark. I would say Corey losing by the amount he's actually, I think Sakari losing by the amount.
Those are the two shot. I mean, look at these numbers. The latest update we have here. Lorena Betts, 1508. Corey Robinson, 892. And then down below,
They're updating now as you go.
yeah, Tara Hong, 1758 to Sakari's 869.
So 1640, he's doubled them.
Doubled him. He's doubled him.
So
Yeah.
that's a
That is a
66-33.
huge win for
Wow.
Tara Hong. Huge win. Anthony,
Drinkwater might win by 1,000.
Anthony has at least pulled it a little closer with Rini, but
I'm certain
Yeah.
he would have won that race. Anthony
So
Lee.
Hong's numbers in the last two are like just about, or 1,091.
Yeah, 1100.
So like that's
like he's
that's
cranked it up.
700 is like 100% the Candido, because that's what didn't Candido get 700 in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I have these two numbers stuck in my head. They're not exactly right, but picture Tara at about 1,200 and Ratty at 1,000, which was a rough. It was like about 180 vote difference. Somehow Sakari's lost votes, and Tara has really cranked it up. Meaning, those Andrew Kohler votes. You take him. He had about 350 last time. Tack those on. You're still only at 1,550. Like, great showing by Tara Hong.
Yeah.
I have a question. How much, if at all, did it hurt Sakari that he goes from mayor of Lowell, gets reelected to the council, the next day announces he's running for Register of Deeds, loses that one, and then now jumps into the state rep? Are people just saying this guy's just looking for a job? I mean, it's kind of like, Sam Meese. Every time we turn around, he's running for an office, looking for are people just tired and saying, he's just looking for a higher position?
It's back-to-back underperformances on election day for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in third or fourth in that Registry of Deeds, right? Like, he definitely didn't come in second.
I thought he did.
Did he? I don't think so. I'll look it up
You
in a
can
minute.
look it up.
But he definitely, people thought that he was going to be a real contender to win that, and it wasn't close.
I didn't write down the other ones, but Karen Casella just in Lowell got 3,516 and Sakari got 2,672.
Yeah.
And then it got worse.
And they were 1,069 from the district.
In the town.
Who am I forgetting? I know Joe Reddy. And there was another. Was there another person?
No, I think Joe Reddy was the.
Was it just the three of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was a bigger field. Sorry.
No.
And that was right
But either way,
after.
his numbers underperformed.
As we suspected in Chelmsford, Lorena Betts 389, Corey Robinson 71. Yeah, not a surprise.
That's a.
I think a surprise to me was, like you said, the not that they lost, but how big they both lost.
Right.
Big thing.
But honestly, the surprising part of the Corey Robinson race is I think we kind of nailed it a little bit talking about Chelmsford and how Zoe had won by a little over 100 votes. If Betts flipped 100 people, that gets you at about 300 vote total, which is right where it's at. Now, if Corey had done what we thought he'd do in Lowell, he's still probably going to lose, but he's not going to get blown out like that.
Yeah.
He got blown out in Lowell. I mean, sorry. He didn't. Did he win Lowell? Could you pull that up one more time? I don't think he won Lowell.
No, we didn't.
No.
No, yeah.
No. He lost by 700 votes.
Jesus.
Almost 700 votes. Just under, yeah.
Wow.
If you're ducking out, would you be so kind as to try to get some numbers?
I feel like he's kicking me out.
No. I'm just asking you if you will try to get some numbers.
What do you need? I'll get it for you.
on the DA's race, Marion Ryan
Okay.
race, and just curious if there's any early numbers in on the 6th district congressional race with Danny Coe, Tramwin, and John Betcha.
Excellent. You betcha.
You betcha. You betcha.
My gator.
Thank you, sir.
You got it.
So it was not a surprise that Markey is being declared the winner. I don't think that's a huge surprise to anybody. I'm really curious about the Marion Ryan race because I think it's going to be close. The other one that I'm interested in, and that's just me, besides the 6th district congressional one, is the Stevie Lynch, the congressman from South Boston. For the first time in a long time, he's got a young guy who's challenging. And I love the commercial. The guy was taking the Seth Moulton approach without actually coming out and knocking his age. Steve Lynch is a real nice guy, but I think his time has gone past him, or something to that effect, where it's just like he's old. He's 72 years old. It's time for him to get out and let somebody else in. What I'm interested now is what's going to happen between now and November. And my favorite ballot question number 3, changing the way the primaries are done. And we'll await Asa get some. That was quick.
I got half of what you wanted. So Marion Ryan, from what we heard, is doing well in Lowell. She's overperforming in Lowell.
Okay.
Give you some full numbers. That Dan Coe in that race, This is with 7% of the vote in as of 1 minute ago. So Dan Coe, 41%. Tramnigian, 33.7. John Beccia, 9.9. Jamie Belsito, 8%.
The rest don't seem to matter.
No, they do not. No. But hey, you ask, I answered.
Hang on a
Oh,
second.
damn it.
I'm not going to go from, this could be the last time we have a primary night like this, because question number 3 on the November election will be to eliminate party elections. So you would have,
Oh, you have the, what's it called?
Everyone's on the
Jungle?
ballot.
you
what's called?
would have
Jungle primary?
I don't know what.
I heard someone call it that.
It is surprisingly done all around the country.
California, they're big
California
ones.
is big. Colorado's another one. It would eliminate the parties. And, I'm hearing, it can't pass, it can't pass. Here's a question. I looked at the state election.
I like it.
I do too. I looked at the state election numbers, okay? There are 5,025,826 voters in the state of Massachusetts, and this is the 2025 state election enrollment statistics. Basically, 1,298,603 Democrats, 423,387 Republicans, but 3,254,435 unenrolled. That's 64.75% of registered voters in Massachusetts are unenrolled. So why do we need to have party candidacy? Why do we need to have primaries like this? Why can't we have a race where you have Drinkwater, you have Anthony, you have who am I missing?
Hariri?
And let's throw in Carla Miller, let's say. Okay, even though Carla's running somewhere else.
Sure.
You have 4 people. They all would run, and the top 2 would get on in November, regardless of what party you're in. What is wrong with that when we have so many people in Massachusetts who are unenrolled? Are you really unenrolled? Or are you a Democrat who's saying you're unenrolled? That's what I don't understand. Massachusetts, I know, generally goes Democratic. I get it. Okay? But, again, that was then. This is now. We have a history of electing Republican governors. We've had quite a few. Why wouldn't you want to see primaries eliminated and go to this kind of open concept where anybody can run and anyone can have a chance of winning?
You sound like a centrist. It sounds rational, something I would agree with. Looking at what's happening right now, the Democratic Socialists, that further left group, they are just now firmly taking control of these primaries.
This is a scary...
So they're not going to want to give that up.
Right. And
So
that's
you
a
have
scary part
whoever
for
your
me.
opponent was, I would bet you if you asked that group 8 years ago, they would agree with you.
Sure.
Now,
That
from the
they're
position of
making inroads.
strength,
Right.
they're going to completely disagree with you.
Show me a socialist country that's thriving,
No, why?
right?
Don't put me on the spot.
I'm just saying. Show me a socialist country that's thriving. Socialism does not work.
You're going to anger the chat.
I
I'm
don't
warning you right now.
I don't give a crap. I'm not running for anything.
I think Asa is right. The left has the momentum.
They do. They do have to. They do have the momentum.
I think maybe it hurts Chow a bit for running for higher offices. I think that's true. He might have to lay low for a bit.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
He's well liked.
Yes.
He's a good politician. He's not a bomb thrower. He's not a
He's a nice man.
He's a rock solid city
He's
councilor.
a nice man.
Maybe he chills. How about the flip side of that? Who wants to take on Tara Hong tomorrow?
No.
No one. Like that is real strength against Sakari, a sitting city councilor. I don't know who's his next opponent is, but good luck.
He's going to have one.
I know, but
He's going to have one.
unless Tara really steps in it, or he drifts too
I'm saying
far left.
Sakari's going to have
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I think
no,
Tara.
I agree.
one. Sakari is definitely going to have an opponent.
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because now he's vulnerable. He has now lost 2 races in a row.
Yep. 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Oh, he was unopposed, right?
Uh-huh.
Was he?
Yeah, he was unopposed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's definitely going to have, and like I said, great guy, nicest guy, you know.
Yes.
Big smile, always, never says anything bad about anybody. You know,
I got no
publicly.
complaints. I have no problem if he won. I'd be, he's a nice guy.
But I think he's
How about Corey
definitely-
Robinson? Is he going to have an opponent?
I don't see one. I mean,
Big picture politically?
Eileen Del Rossi's not going to come up and give up his school committee seat to run against Corey.
No.
I don't see anybody else over, and maybe, you know, I'm out of it because I don't have any excuse me for a minute. Talk for a second. Well, I choke.
It's funny. I don't stop talking, and then he asked me to talk, and I've got nothing to say. Oh, you let me down, by the way. I'm sorry. This is unrelated. I told people to watch for Gerry. At 8 o'clock, he comes in as a professional. Hello, I'm Gerry Nutter.
Oh, I know, with new glasses.
I'm going to be your host. You bring new glasses in. Last time,
That's
your glasses were
that's
crooked,
what I can see.
your hair is a mess, and you legitimately look like Harry Carey. And I told people to look out for that, and you denied them this.
No, I've mellowed.
I don't like this.
I can see now. You know,
I need Crazy Gerry back.
No,
I know.
nope. This is the new, easygoing.
On Saturday mornings, does it like get a little flipped up and just kind of crazy?
The glass
Like
get crooked.
when you put the headset on, because that was part of it. Part of it too
Yes,
was like the headset, like then you're just kind of get a
Do I
little
want to
crazy.
make you feel bad?
Yes, it's that kind of night. Right on.
Do I want to make you feel bad?
Sure.
Do it to me.
I have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was an issue.
I have
Not
a
me. It's him.
I have a calcium buildup
Yeah.
right above my ear that, if you notice, these are very
Yep.
thin.
Great job, Erin.
So I can.
I forgot that was
I
it. Yeah.
slide it underneath it, and now they're nice and even. Before, with the bigger ones,
Go ahead.
I was like
If you
that.
could show the people what it would look like.
It would look like something like that.
If you could ruffle your hair a little, we'd appreciate that.
So
All right, nice. All right, I'm gonna go with some more results.
We didn't call it. I thought we called it.
we've called all the.
God, what do you want? Oh no, you want Mary and Ryan, right?
Yeah.
All right, give me a minute. We're
Well,
getting close. We're getting close to the end
I
here.
gotta go. I want to be a pumpkin.
I said everybody could run it at once, and our pal Marty Lurie.
Yes.
I want to give Marty credit for this. So Espinola, if you're listening, Marty says, "Oh, so Joe would get eliminated in September."
Oh, what a shot at his co-host. Do they still do shows together?
No, Joe and I do the show.
No.
Yeah.
Joe and I do 1 week,
Marty, ruthless.
and I do 1 week with Warren.
How about I go grab Teddy and we wrap this sucker up?
And
Call it a
listen,
night?
call it
Yeah.
a night here at 9:15 will be great.
Teddy,
Marion got Lowell in Framingham. I think she's okay.
Yeah, I think she's okay. I'm going to be curious to see how that 6th congressional district with Danny Coe and John Betcher comes out. It's an interesting one.
Well, it was an early night. So much for
Weird
the,
you
for the
hadn't said.
drama, right?
and that's what we were just saying. It's a lot earlier than we had thought, and it's blowouts. It's blowouts.
It literally started right from the beginning. The first numbers we got with the Daily School, and it wasn't just the Terrahung won it. It was the margin by what he wanted. And as I've slowly been entering numbers along the way, they're the smaller ones from the Morey School or the Senior Center, whatever. The margin it became 3-1, 4-1, 5-1.
Yeah.
In some of the cases. I mean, that's stunning. That's almost a 66-33
Yep.
amount there. It'll probably be 65-35 when all is said and done. And the drink water
Like
thing.
Tara got more votes than John. That's impressive.
Well, we haven't entered a lot of the Belvedere numbers yet. Once we got the Riley School, I
okay.
started focusing on some of the others because I wanted to be able to call the Betts Robinson thing. One of the things that was confusing though is people were sending me the printouts, but the printouts of there's like 4 different sheets for all the races because you've got the governors, the senators, even the Lori Trahan unopposed, but that's printing out. Diana DeZoglio unopposed, printing out. So it started to get very complicated once everyone sent the numbers in. So we tried to kind of get the key precincts and the flavor, and it had it been closer, I'd have worked on filling in some more numbers for you. But obviously we don't need to. It's the people who won pretty much won across the board. I think Corey Robinson won just one precinct, the Robinson, up at the Robinson School, 160 to 150. And then he did okay at the Green Hales. He won those, but those are, you're talking about 100 votes in each of the precincts there. When you saw those Pawtucketville numbers come in for Lorena Betts, I mean, that was, Lowell voted for a Chelmsford person to take their seat. The left flexed its muscles again, Gerry.
But again, she, people who live in over in Pawtucketville have said she's been out there. She's been out there, just like she
knocked my cousin's door in April.
Right. She's been out there. She kind of gave up Somerville. She didn't do a lot over in Somerville, thinking that was going to be Corey's, and she still did very well in Somerville.
Somebody did something in Somerville.
Well, she had a couple people, the Karen Giannis's and some other people over in Somerville were working for her. But she knew if she was going to win, it was Pawtucketville and Chelmsford, and she did it.
Yep.
And I don't know. Did you hear me read Corey's statement?
I did. Yeah. Very nice statement by Corey. He, I think he knew. I'd had some conversations with him over the last month, and he could almost sense that he knew. Got energized a little bit by, as we said, that super PAC money coming in. Clearly didn't make a difference. When you look at those numbers, none of it made a difference. The momentum, as Asa had been telling me for months, is clearly on the left. It's a Democratic primary.
We started this conversation the night that Vanna Howard won. The last half hour of that was actually we were talking about Danny Rourke against someone named Lorena Betts, who had put her name in there, but no one really knew. Teddy said, oh, yeah, she's been at some rallies, but she was an unknown candidate for almost everyone. She ran a great campaign.
Yeah.
She's legit.
They're organized. They know how to get the vote out. They know how to canvass, identify it, and move it on.
And now they're gaining real power.
Now they're governing.
So now will they come out and force and oppose question 3? To get rid of party politics in primaries?
I'll tell you.
Technically, this could be the last time we do this as a Democrat and Republican primary.
Sure. And maybe that's the hope for the Republicans is that they can at least get somebody beyond the primary because enough Democrats will run to split the vote. I just don't think it's going to make a difference, regardless of what the system is here. I can't see the Republican Party. We'll see. Carla Miller's going to run against Lorena Betts. I've seen a ton of Carla Miller signs in Chelmsford. More Carla Miller signs right now than Corey Robinson and Lorena Betts. Okay? Do you think she's going to win?
No.
Forget about Republicans, though. What about the centrist Democrats in Lowell? And that is where the power base has kind of been. Rita Mercier, Dan Rourke, Eric Gitchier, Corey Robinson. These are more centrist Democrats.
Can I tell you?
We talk about them getting picked off one by one because if you get into a Democratic primary against this group, you're now going to lose. If you run as an unenrolled or an independent, you've got a much better chance of winning.
64.75% of all the residents of Massachusetts who are registered voters are unenrolled.
And I would say 50% of them don't give a shit to vote. They just vote. They just got registered because, again, the Registry of Motor Vehicles forces you to register. They don't care. I'm going to tell you something. If I'm Mayor Gitchier, if I'm Corey Robinson in the council race next time, I'm starting to work now if I want to get reelected because they are the targets now. Just like Rodney Elliott was the target, and then it became, with Lorena Betts, it became a proxy war kind of with Mona Tyree and Corey Robinson, that whole clumsy march in April. But the target was clearly take out the more centrist person in that seat. Mission accomplished overwhelmingly.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that Harini Ayer finished ahead of Anthony Late from what it appears there.
That's tightened up, though.
So Drinkwater is, you're right, exactly, and we haven't gotten all the numbers, but Drinkwater is left, Harini Ayer is farther left. I mean, who's gonna, what's that message there? So
does she run, would her district be against Kim Scott?
I think for Harini Ayer, I believe so. And again, these maps are kind of funky, but she lives on Smith Street, that sliver of the Lower Highlands there. I think that's South Lowell. I think that's what qualifies her for that District 5 race there. So is she a legitimate contender? If the left puts their power behind her instead of, John Drinkwater, she gives Kim Scott a battle. Now, Kim's taken on a bunch of challengers, but I'm nervous. If Dan Rourke, I heard Asa say, Dan Rourke probably not going to run again. He looks like a guy who's not going to run again. He hasn't said anything yet, but
Forget run. Is he going to finish the term?
Who steps up there? Now, you might say, well, maybe Rodney Elliott decides to run if Dan Rourke doesn't run.
I called him a winner tonight. He dodged.
You don't think they're going to find somebody who's going to...
It was really funny when you had Rodney on, and you kept pushing him, and he would not commit to not...
Oh, really?
Yeah, he would not commit to not running again.
Yeah, and
somewhere.
My hunch is he might run. He might want to be more inclined to run citywide. But if so let's say Dan Rourke, and again, this is just speculation. Dan Rourke doesn't run again. Okay, next year, Rodney Elliott, does he just run in Pawtucketville? I'll keep bringing up the name Ray Booten. The guy has not scratched that itch. I've talked to him a number of times. He will not run against Dan Rourke. Dan Rourke doesn't run. I think Ray Booten runs. This Elijah Russell kid who helped us out tremendously tonight. He's one of these left. He almost ran an independent campaign in the 16th Middlesex District.
Really?
He was gathering signatures, and then the leftists said, "We're not with you, Elijah. We're with Lorena." Marcos Candido flat out told him, "We're already committed to Lorena. We're not going to back you. We like you." He stopped gathering signatures.
Give him a podcast here.
Does he want to run? I would.
People can think you're conservative, and maybe even our shows are. They're open to anything.
I invited Marcos Candido to come on with him. Marcos didn't want to do it.
Let Elijah say, "Hey, come on, you've got your friends, your people.
Sure.
Let it fly."
We'll call it Inside Reddit.
Inside Moscow.
But and then again, the Tara Hong with Sokari Chow is the one that stunned me the most. That's
you want your fun fact of the night?
Sokari's a good candidate. He never got a sniff, man.
It's amazing. We were shocked.
Shaking my head at that.
Here's your fun fact of the night. Okay, not all that fun if you're these people, but Tara Hong won by more votes than Corey Robinson received, which is insane. If I told you that 2 hours ago.
And again, these are unofficial numbers, and there's some gaps in there, some little precincts here and there, but we got most of the biggies. Nothing's going to change. We haven't gotten all of Chelmsford's numbers. The Chelmsford numbers I saw from the senior center are Betts winning. She's probably going to expand that when all the Chelmsford numbers come in. So, the story of the night tonight, the left, again, clean sweep. Congratulations to all the candidates. I still think Lowell is in pretty good shape. I think John Drinkwater is going to be able to get to Beacon Hill and have some instant clout. I don't think he's going to be your typical freshman state rep, which is good because Lorena Betts is a freshman. And now Tara Hong gets a second term, and the speakers embraced him. Look at the money in the donations.
Well, listen,
Tara Hong got. The speaker and his people are behind Tara Hong now.
At least now we have at least 3 of our delegation who can work together.
Yeah.
And guess what? That audit had zero impact on it.
No impact at all.
None. Had none.
Yep.
But at least we know that Vanna and Betts and John Drinkwater, can all work together and
sure.
Maybe get Tara on board and
if you're a Republican or conservative in Lowell, and it's like what they're trying to do with the people they're working with don't think like you do. They think like they do. So it's not a bad thing for Lowell. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's big picture for the state of Massachusetts in the direction, but if you're trying to bring money back to Lowell and to work within that environment, those aren't bad people. In fact, they're good.
Before we say goodbye, we want to say thank you again to all of our sponsors.
Thank you, Mr. Nutter, for reminding me. Inside Lowell's live primary election coverage has been brought to you in part by Real Estate Ray Booten. Do I even have to read this? Everybody knows about Ray Booten by now,
Every time
right?
you say he's a certified, I think you're going to say G. Do you ever hear that? You say he's a certified appraiser?
Yes.
I think you're going to say he's also a certified G.
Certified G. Call 978
It's like the 1986, baby.
8352. That's 978-502-8352. Just go find them at realestaterayboone.com. Thanks to Philippe Thibault Architect, your trusted partner in architectural services. Discover the pinnacle of professional design tailored to your needs for commercial, residential, and multifamily, or for additions. ADU, duplex by right. Get ready, it's coming. ADUs. Contact Phil at
Are you building
ptarchitect.com.
ADU or a duplex at your place?
No, neither.
She's
I don't even have a shed.
She's going to find a rich developer.
We're
and
on a
partner
little
with them.
postage stamp.
And thank you to the Mello Law Offices, Stephanie Mello. I didn't even know she was out there at one of the locations. She sent me numbers unsolicited. But,
nice.
We're going to get her in for a podcast. She's a fascinating person. Mello Law Office is helping people throughout Lowell and the Merrimack Valley with personal injury claims and criminal defense. For practical legal advice, responsive communications, and aggressive representation when it matters most, find them at mellowlaw.com. Mello Law Offices, honest guidance, straightforward solutions, and proven results. And if I could just give a quick thank you to all of my election spotters. Thank you, Jerry Ray Booten, Brady McCarron, Paul Belay, Paulette Renault Karajanis, Elijah Russell, Dan Finn, Linda Clark, Jack Moynihan, Bob Casey popped in at the last minute, Paul Belay, Jack Breen, Victoria Voice, Andrew Kohler, Mitch Paulin, Jeffrey Feldman, and Ryan Faria, and a few other folks who were texting me along the way. Thank you. You guys are what made this show possible. It's the place everybody turns to on election night. We think we proved it again tonight.
Hey, this was great. Haven't done this in a while. Liked it so much. I'll be back with you on Friday.
Yes, Gerry Nutter.
I have Friday off. So I said to Teddy, who do you have on Friday? He said, Boulder. I said, great. I'll come in.
And she said she's even going to come in. So maybe we'll get a text from Asa for once on the live show if Gerry Nutter
I
is there.
forget you do a live show. I just forget it's on. And then it's on. I'm like, oh, damn it, I forgot.
You're the one who told me you've got to go live. It's the missing piece, live. So I did a live show because of this,
We need to talk about Inside Lowell's future here, all right? You need to expand.
Okay, we're working on it.
Yeah?
Let's go.
Good. Done.
All right. Erin, thank you. Double duty today. Really appreciate it. Young mom, first day of school for your kid, for one of your two kids. Thank you for being here all day. Jerry, thank you as well.
Always fun.
All right, Asa, you're here tomorrow with Bill Samaras, right?
Are you sucking me in tomorrow?
Didn't you say you were coming in?
I said I was off. I didn't say I was coming in.
Come on in with Bill Samaras.
All right. With Melanie.
Oh, wait, maybe it is Melanie. Oh,
get
it is
bumped
Melanie.
already.
No, you're right. Come in with Melanie.
I was going to say, I talked to Samaras today. He said, oh, yeah, I'm in tomorrow with Melanie.
He is with Melanie.
And the other,
Yeah, you're bummed.
I got a
You're bummed. Go to sleep.
unless you get the breaking story.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
I'll come
You're
over
gonna
and
have to come over and cut this off.
We'll put it on the screen, number 6. Again,
There we
these are unofficial numbers, and they will change significantly. Go to InsideLowell.com and get the final results. I'll be working late into the night to get you all the numbers that we have. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow morning on the Daily Pulse. It drops at noon. Till then, everybody stay safe, and we will see you on the other side.